Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the grand final for the Road to Red Bull Wololo Legacy September weeklies. It's going to be week number 2 with Marinelord playing in the northeast corner of the map in blue as the Roos, and his opponent today in this grand final best of 5 in the southwest representing Team Liquid is DeMusliM playing in red as the Chinese. The first map of the best of 5 will be Lipany, an interesting civilization matchup. The Roos versus the Chinese, both can be relatively adept at the late game. Of course, with the Chinese having a great siege from the astronomical clock tower if they so wish, but the Roos get longer range of their siege units, so that could come into play. But we shall see how this one pans out on Lipany, because both civilizations are relatively flexible as we see both players going for that bounty. 3 walls here, 4th one here. That's going to be a nice pick up there for Marino. Going to have plenty of bounty, already at 225. Barely 2.5 minutes, or almost 3 minutes into the game. And already has got wheelbarrow queued up, and already has enough to age up, minus the 4 wolves, so it's going to have lots of gold and bounty. Perfect start here really for Marinelord in terms of the bounty and the little early mini game that the Roos often have. 3 villages and gold for DeMusliM. It'll be interesting to see how booming of an approach that the Chinese take today. DeMusliM very adept at that late game, as we see the golden gate being used here by Marinelord's Roos. Not really anything wild and unexpected there. Often the landmark of choice. Now getting that wooden fortress in a nice position to protect, but also influence that lumber camp. The Roos have a very nice bonus using the wooden fortress. It actually increases the amount of lumber or wood dropped off at the town center, or in this case the lumber camp, by 20%. Nice little eco boost there. Harassing the villagers there on the gold vein there. Marinelord very good at doing that. We saw him do that in the semi-finals. And we have the Imperial official working here nicely for the Chinese, played by DeMusliM. Going to be supervising that mill, going up with the Imperial Academy first, which is a nice landmark to be able to produce more Imperial officials, and also enables the buildings to generate 100% more tax revenue. Also, the gold can be dropped off here for the Imperial official. Going up with 4 villages there, Marinelord. The Muslim will get there a little bit faster. Of course, the Chinese do build quicker. The villagers build quicker, so it only has 2 villages on there. Actually, it will be interesting to see who goes up there first, but we can see 3 scouts there by Marinelord, going to be harassing the villagers on gold. Not in range of the town centre, so there's going to be a bit of annoying play here for the Muslim. Might lose the villager, but the villager does get pulled back as we expect. Good micro. Has a village there for protection to bounce into if he needs to. The village is now being pulled off gold. Marinelord's just going to harass that village for now. There's the feudal age. Will we see a barracks being put down for the Muslim to push this away? We shall see. Brings back his scout home, but a lot of idle time being caused here. This is not ideal for DeMusliM, lacking the gold that he would want to have had, the smooth gold mining. A lot of harassment. The official picking up that tax, dropping it off. That'll help his economy for the short term, but 3 scouts here. Something that the Roos do very well, harassment. Bringing villagers now off to wood, maybe to try and fight this off, but look at this amount of delay that's been caused here. Just by 3 scouts. Scouts staying there in the front lines for DeMusliM, just going to scout to see what's happening, see if these villagers being pulled away. We shall see. Look at this, villagers really chasing this down, maybe going towards that second, or go for a Barbican, yeah, the second landmark. Go for the Song Dynasty, putting it in a nice position. Not something that Marinelord can really deny. Might be able to pick off 1 villager. The villager starts to fight though. DeMusliM not keen on losing a villager here today. Let's have a couple of low HP villagers, so might sacrifice 1. And get the Barbican up nice and quickly. So villagers turn around and fight. We try to pull the villager. Villager does go down though, so DeMusliM loses 1. Probably unlikely to lose a second, and I think now Marinelord is going to pull away. Trying to snipe that scout, doesn't quite manage it. And behind this, it'll be interesting to see if Marinelord is opting for a second town centre. It certainly looks like with the amount of amount of wood he has. Does have 2 tickets, so could potentially buy the stone. We'll see if he decides to do that for a second town centre. Now looking to try and get that village down. When they start torching it, just being annoying. It's kind of trapped in some ways because can't really exit from here because of the Barbican now. Lots of villagers there on stone there for DeMusliM, 7 of them. Looking to get a second town centre behind this. Song Dynasty going to be very nice for the Chinese. Will unlock the villager production time being reduced by 35%. Does also unlock the possibility of creating Zhuganu, and also the unique building, the Granary. The Granary. Very nice building for the Chinese. Villagers can drop off food at this building and it improves the farm gather rate 10%. And it also stacks with other granaries, so a bit of base building can be important. Scouts still actually torching this village. Maybe trying to put it on fire. This is actually interesting from Marinelord because if you can set this on fire and get rid of it, that's actually quite a lot of wood investment that will be going down. There's barracks being committed now. The Muslim needs to push this back before it's destroyed. Will it be quick enough? Probably not, actually. Might have to use villagers to repair. Yeah, it's going to send a villager to repair. It's going to bide his time and try and protect that best he can. It's forcing idle time of one villager and also repair cost as well, don't forget. Now the villager is set on fire. Might lose a scout though. Here comes a spearman. He supervised the barracks there, DeMusliM, so nice use of the Chinese bonus there. Now the scout really has to peel away there for Marinelord. Can't do much more damage as a horseman does go forward, and we see a secondary town centre for the Rus going on the deer pack. So the second town centre might be coming out for DeMusliM relatively soon. Village count sitting at 30 for DeMusliM, 28 for Marinelord, and it's courtesy of the Song dynasty that the Chinese have at the moment. Despite being a town centre down, there's the second town centre now on the deer patch and the berries and the wood. Very nice position, also very nicely protected by that Barbican of the Sun. Will leave the Chinese to boom quite nicely here, you feel. Two scouts will be finding out what's going on there for DeMusliM to see that second town centre, maybe expansion. Like a third town centre being placed by Marinelord. Going a little bit greedy, going with the berries and the wood, and there's also the boar there. That could be a very nice town centre spot. It's likely that he's going to pull that boar towards the town centre. Scouts might run into a bit of trouble there. Here comes one early night for the Rus. Could put some pressure on the berries, but there is a spearman there. Two spearmen, in fact, to try and protect that position as we hear the hardened spearman upgrade coming in for DeMusliM. 3 town centers for the Rus. Gonna try and battle out against that 2 town center Song dynasty for the Chinese. Village count really gonna be skyrocketing for DeMusliM. 37 to 34. Already a 5 villager lead. EK not too bad though for Marinelord. Of course does have a wheelbarrow. I suspect the Chinese will likely to have wheelbarrow as well. Let's just double check. He was pushed off gold for quite a bit, so might not. And indeed he has, and he also has survival techniques as well for the deer that's being taken right now. Looking to wall up this western area. There's quite a nice set of walls there. Not sure if he knows that that's closed off. Yeah, he doesn't actually know that that's closed off. Would have been a bit more extra wiggle room there across. That secures the gold vein. That's the main resource really to be protected. The scouts want to battle it out in the stealth forest. Villagers going on the north there on the gold. We might have to be careful to protect this position. Relatively exposed. Around the back, there is a way there. In fact, 2 ways there across the map. Nice town centre placement here, does offer a lot of protection. Obviously gets the deer patch, but also creates a bit of a narrow choke point that DeMusliM can't push for. Let's have another third town centre there. Adds a lot of vision as well. So he has good vision of the map at the moment. There are the walls coming out. The fortified palisade walls that the Rus get with extra HP, 3000 HP compared to the 1500 HP for palisade walls for other civilizations. But he's just now being pulled away from that second town centre, going towards the berries, going to be placing that hunting cabin obviously as a drop-off point. Marinelord looking good for that age up, likely to go up for the Abbey of the Trinity to get some relics. We shall see what he does. Indeed, it will be the Abbey of the Trinity who will be able to produce those warrior monks out of that landmark. It contains unique technologies for those warrior monks. Oh, we saw some production buildings. What will they be? It's going to be double archery range, double barracks. Maybe looking to get some man-at-arms, maybe some crossbows. We shall see. Both units unlocked by getting to the castle age for the Rus. Chinese behind this. Let's take a look at the village count though. Will be strong for DeMusliM, no doubt. 51 for Marinelord, 59 for DeMusliM. Not all that far behind though, considering of course there is that third town centre for the Rus. Scout just harassing the villagers there. Suspect DeMusliM will see the production buildings. He will also see the age up. He sees the Abbey of the Trinity, sees the double archery range. Might be the case that DeMusliM starts to place down some stables. Does have quite a few Shuganu actually on the field. And some spearmen. Looks like he's going to be aggressive here a little bit. He knows that his opponent's up to the... or going up to the castle age. Might try and get some value before he gets there. Speaking of which, he's almost about to get there. Noting it with a decent number of villagers there. 7 of them. Marinelord looking so strong on the food count as well. There's that castle age for Marinelord. Getting double broad axe as well. Marinelord trying to cut off the scouting vision. Won't be able to. The army being pulled here for DeMusliM now. It looks like DeMuslim's going to be a bit aggressive. He notices that his opponent doesn't have as much units on the field. Building 2 rams. It certainly is looking to be aggressive here by DeMusliM. Only 9 military for Marinelord. Is starting to pump out units now, but 41 on the field for DeMusliM already. 71 villagers. A little bit far away from that castle age, but that is because, of course, he's investing into a lot of villages and economy. That will pay back very soon. But in the meantime, he's going to get some rams out in the field. Okay, sorry about the frame rate drop. It will be picking up very soon as we see the rams are starting to head forward there for DeMusliM. Here come the rams. They're going forward nicely. We'll be targeting that 3rd town centre first on the right side of the map. Better just garrison inside. This town centre is actually a pretty bad risk there for Marinelord. Town centre might go down. Town centre focusing firing on the spears. Spears getting their torches out with the 3 rams. This town centre won't last long. Villagers going to have to pop out, but there's going to be a lot of dead villagers behind this. Don't forget the Shogunyu behind. They're going to cut off the retreat. And that is a big problem for Marinelord. Their town centre is cut off, and now DeMusliM getting a lot of damage here. Horse archers, holy smokes. Okay, it's going to be horse archers and man-at-arms. That's the army composition of choice here for Marinelord. The horse archers get good value, but the trouble is there's Shogunyu behind this. Not sure about the horse archer pick here. Man-at-arms will certainly tank a lot of the damage from the Shogunyu, but the Shogunyu will kind of rip through these horse archers. Horse archers will be good against the spears, but the army looking menacing here for DeMusliM, pushing forward now. They were staying in the feud age for quite some time, but it's going to have a massive economy behind this. Look at that, 84 villagers versus 72. Not bad economy from Marinelord, but don't forget he's lost that 3rd town centre. And is quite possibly going to lose that 2nd town centre. Quite a few man-at-arms there. Spear's going to tank a lot of the damage. The rams should do okay. The villagers coming out to repair. Villagers coming to torch down the rams as well, but look at that, it's not getting that much value out of this. The Shogunyu behind this are going to rip through those villagers, and this is a big problem for Marinelord. Marinelord suffering here at the hands of the Chinese in the feudal age. Back at home, he's going to be heading up to the castle age himself as well. Most likely astronomical clock tower. Let's take a look. We can see the blacksmith being supervised with upgrades coming in. Imperial officials collecting that tax. Berries being picked out. And behind this is this push. Getting rid of the production buildings as well. That's the problem here for Marinelord. It does look like he's going to push back with this number of man-at-arms. The man-at-arms should deal with the rams. The rams might take down 1 more archery range for good measure. Shogunyu going to have to run away from this fight, but the man-at-arms going to continue to chase. DeMusliM rushing up to the next stage. That was so quick to build that astronomical clock tower. Used to about 20 villagers. Now getting to the castle age himself. He'll be able to afford crossbows, and I suspect crossbows will be coming out. We do see 1 relic being picked up into that abbey already. Another one coming in. So it'll be 2 relic advantage, but DeMusliM got a lot of value out of that. Took 2 town centres. Effectively now, Marinelord is down to 1 town centre with DeMusliM down on 2 town centres plus the Song dynasty. We'll be pumping ahead on economy, and now back. Just needs to buy some time there. DeMusliM needs to find some time to get those crossbows out. Let's just confirm what his army is going to be. Let's just have a look. Those appear to be crossbows as expected. Crossbows and palace guards, that will take care of the army there for Marinelord. Sending 1 man on the berries there. DeMusliM hasn't noticed yet. Does lose a villager, might lose a couple more. On the right side, Shogunyu going to take out a couple of man-at-arms. Spearmen acting as a bit of a meat shield. Going to be just buying some time. They will be taken out, of course. It's a price that DeMusliM is worth, happy to pay. He's going to idle some villagers here on the wood as well. Nice idling there for DeMusliM. Getting a lot of value out of this feudal age army. But he hasn't noticed this. He's going to lose a lot of villagers here. He does have a lot of villagers anyway. That's not ideal. Let's take a look at the village count now. Because of that little raiding, 98 versus 67. The villager lead is really starting to build up for DeMusliM. He's got a couple of crossbows, or Shogunyu rather, building up the crossbow numbers. Letting them forward. He needs to fight this off. Do a patch there. Being taken by the villagers, kind of exposed. Still 1 singular man-at-arm. He doesn't care. He's getting a lot of value, but he's just going to surround him and attack him. He'll decide better of it. Ooh, we do see the town centre, the Barbican, going to be dealing with that on the right side. Villagers and berries being pushed off now. This is a bit of idle time from Marinelord being caused, or DeMusliM rather. Marinelord doing the dishing out the idle time. Trouble is, he's got palace guards that move faster, crossbows empowered with the nest of bees as well. Marinelord has to retreat with his army. Doesn't have the economy to back this up and build a large army. Shogunyu going to clear this up in behind with the crossbows. Nest of bees getting a good attack as well. And Marinelord suddenly pegged back. And he's going to struggle to keep up with the villager count, not with those town center's gone down. Just one town center. Where are these villagers going to go? Go towards that hunting cabin. There's still the ball there to be taken. Not much food left there. Mostly taken. Village count going to be getting out of control. 99 to 69. Their second town center. There is indeed here on the west side. So Marinelord is on 2 town centers, but still behind. Going to be behind on the village count. Villagers etching forward. Marinelord is going to be subject to a keep drop. That's a lot of villagers, guys, heading forward. 26 of them. Going to be heading forward for a keep. Where is he going to place it? He's going to place it right in his face, you feel. Maybe even there. That could be a crazy position for a keep. In front of all those production buildings, there's a lot of wood being used there. That'll be idled. 600, but there's lots of raiding here. Man-at-arms on the wood line. And in the heart of the base. This is a bit of a problem for DeMusliM. He needs to take care of this at some point. Doesn't want to lose too many villagers. The keep will be going down soon. The villagers itching forward. Where are they going to go? Pushing the army back. Yeah, villagers are putting the keep there right where we said. And the problem is for the Rus is that with the Chinese builders build so fast with 26 villagers, there's no real way that Marinelord's going to be able to deny this. Might be able to pick off some villagers, but if he does, he's going to lose my army in the background because there are crossbows in support. A couple of villagers will be going down on this farming economy. So good raiding here by Marinelord, but will it be enough? Took a lot of villagers out on the wood line, but let's take a look. 88 villagers versus 79. It's actually a very, very good raid there by Marinelord. Got a lot of value out of that, but look at this. This keep in a very, very strong position. DeMusliM looking to get a secondary keep out of this. Actually almost has enough stone to do so. Is going to be taking the forward stone. That's going to be incredibly strong for DeMusliM. Yeah, apologies for those frame rate issues. There has now been fixed the problem, but have we look at this, there's going to be more rams here coming out for DeMusliM. Problem is that Marinelord has 4 relics, or 5 relics. 2 of them are under pressure here. 2 of these relics will be going down to the rams. That's a concern for Marinelord. Look at the number of villagers coming to collect stone as well. 38 in total. 26 in the front line. We could see another keep going forward. And a lot of the economy is going to be idled here from Marinelord. 91 villagers for DeMusliM, 84 for Marinelord. Marinelord got a good raiding. Still raiding now, but problem is Marinelord is still behind on villager count. And look at this, Jugnu with the villagers heading forward. They're just going to place another keep in a strong position. That 3rd town centre has been built by Marinelord, but that's going to be idled as well. And a lot of economy going to be taken out here. Villagers going to be building that quick time, 18 of them. Not much that Marinelord can do at this point to stop that keep crawl. And DeMusliM has another keep that he can build as well, behind this as well. Another keep. Going to be idling so many farms, so many villages. Villagers are going to be garrisoning inside that town centre. Not going to be able to stop the keep, that is for sure. Nestaby's coming out. There's that second keep, and now the villagers could even head in for a 3rd keep, and that could take Marinelord completely out of the game. Marinelord does still have quite a few villagers, but a lot of them have been idled. 89 villagers still. Villagers going to try and head towards that left side. I'm not sure this keep will go up. There's quite a lot of army here from Marinelord. Quite a few villagers as well. 2 warrior monks, a couple of man-at-arms. Villagers being pulled. Going to try and torch down the keep. Yeah, it does indeed get deleted there by DeMusliM. Saves the stone. We'll have another keep off his sleeve if he needs to take it. Got a feeling that a couple of siege units would work quite nicely here for DeMusliM. Really mining the stone then. Getting a keep on this left side position. I'm not sure Marinelord can stop this one. Crossbows are on hand. The villagers can't take this fight because the crossbows are going to sweep up the villagers. That's indeed going to be the case. Marinelord going to try and torch down the keep, but crossbows are going to pull out of the range of fire from the town centre. Going to slowly take down those villagers. There are crossbows there from Marinelord, so there'll be a lot of villagers going down. Just head towards the west side of that keep. I'm not sure if the keep will... Yeah, the keep should go up within the keep range, so the crossbows won't be able to do too much damage. Crossbows there by DeMusliM going to be taking out some of the villagers. Another keep goes up, going to deny that wood line. A lot of keeps going here, and guess what? DeMusliM can afford another one. Could even deny this gold vein. That could become a problem here for Marinelord if he loses access to gold. And this is huge. Marinelord does have a trebuchet though. Has 2 siege workshops at the back. Going to be taking some of the keep down. This is going to be a distraction though. What this is doing for DeMusliM is so strong. It's actually buying him some time. He might lose a keep here though, DeMusliM, if he's not careful. They're just going to be building it up. But yeah, Marinelord doesn't necessarily have enough villagers. He's going to fight with the villagers. Like, DeMusliM might not be able to get this one up. We shall see. This might be a doubt keep. I'll have to keep an eye on this, how close it gets. Villagers are going down. DeMusliM does have textiles. Keep an eye on it, lads. Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on it. Looks like it won't go up. I'm going to call it. I don't think it goes up. It's going to be a tight one, but the crossbows in behind, I don't think it goes up. It's going to be so close. The keep is at 4,796 HP and it doesn't go up, and DeMusliM deletes it. Gets some of the stone back. 959 in the bank. Could still build more, but he lost a lot of villages there. 99 villages for DeMusliM, 87 from Marinelord. All things considered, not too terrible from Marinelord. He's taken care of one of the keeps there on the front lines. They'll still have 3 relics in play as well, though there is a ram working on that. Relic gold, going to be nice here from Marinelord. You can see 2,000 gold in the bank, and he's not out of this yet, not by a long shot. On the west side, does have a spring, a couple of crossbows, 2 man-at-arms, going to be pushing the army back here for DeMusliM. DeMusliM doesn't have all that much military on the field, it has equal numbers from Marinelord. For all this aggression, what a fantastic game number 1. On the road to Red Bull Wololo Legacy September Grand Finals, that Abbey of the Trinity will be taken down now. That's a big deal, because that means there's only actually 2 landmarks left. Just be the capital town centre and the Golden Gate. Marinelord will want to protect those 2 landmark sites. Behind this, look at this. This is what we're talking about. The farming transition has been built. This is a bit of a distraction here because DeMuslim's been booming way behind this. 107 villages. A lot of economy, and it's pushing forward. It's taking a lot of the stone there as well on the map. The forward stone is so key. Couple of man-arms going to try and get set here in the left side. Just one man-arms rather. It's going to be chased down the palace guard. There's a lot of army there by DeMusliM. Just make sure it's protected. Continue to put the pressure. Now the keeps go down, but it brought DeMusliM so much time. That is the key issue. DeMuslim's been booming behind this. Take a look at the resource count. Struggling on the gold though, DeMusliM somewhat. Has plenty of stone. On the right side, wooden fortress here. Going to be denying that boar. Marinelord not noticing. Villagers going down. Marinelord is going to lose villagers here without noticing. Oh, he notices now. Garrison's inside. The villagers here for DeMusliM probably have to pull away from that. Probably won't be able to take that fight, and they will go down if he's not careful. DeMusliM now not reacting. He's not pulling those villagers back. Masterpiece will be going down, torched by 2 villagers. Aram will be trying to take down a barracks in the meantime. Might not manage it as the 3rd keep does now go down. Marinelord cleaning this up with 2 trebuchets. Has crossbows as well for defense. Now I might be able to push forward a little bit. DeMusliM retreats with 5 villagers there on the east side. Still has more ram. That ram will be taken out, and looks like Marinelord going to be capturing some of the sacred sites. Has he built another monastery? He's rebuilding the Abbey of the Trinity to garrison those relics inside. That will be costing a lot of wood though. But Marinelord has plenty of wood in the bank. Take a look at this. Boom, well underway. 117 villages for DeMusliM, 101 for Marinelord. And DeMusliM booming away. Farming transition coming in nice and fast. That will leave a lot of military. Another keep going on the west side though. That's actually from Marinelord this time. You could forgive me for thinking it might be a Chinese one. Secure that wood and the gold, and a nice spot there with some wooden fortresses as well. And DeMusliM is going to be building a large army behind this with the economy he has, but Marinelord been able to recover somewhat. All things considered, Marinelord with a fantastic defense overall. 3 keeps in his face and still manages to survive, holding on in this game number 1. Now it's picking up those relics. 3 have been garrisoned, so that relic income is going to be very nice. 2 trebuchets. Looking to take that keep on the right side. They just bought a lot of time for DeMusliM, that's for sure. Up another relic, another monastery further back home. Does have 2 town centres there, Marinelord, so villager count won't be too terrible. Right, I take that back. Will be 3 town centres there. We're looking to garrison that relic. Will Marinelord be able to push back another fight? Trouble is, look at the resources for DeMusliM. If he loses his army, he can replace it in a blink of an eye. Couple of shooting on the west side, idling the gold vein. Trouble is, gold is not really much of an issue here for Marinelord, not with 4 relics and the 5th one coming in. See the 2 trebuchets working on that last keep, pushing that back, but it's bought a lot of time here for DeMusliM. The keeps were never really to finish the game, it seems. It was more as a distraction to buy some time. A couple of palace guards coming in for DeMusliM with a charge speed on these guys. 1.69 tiles per second, that's how fast they move when they're charging. They're running into a load of crossbows, that's not a good idea, a lot of them will go down. And it's going to be the spirit wave for DeMusliM, going up to the Imperial Age, getting the stables down. Going full cavalry units at this point, looking for horsemen. The horsemen will be the perfect counter to the crossbows. That's going to be a problem for Marinelord to deal with. There is that Imperial Age now for the Chinese, and Marinelord is on a timer, you feel, because he's not going to be on the Imperial Age anytime soon. Let's just check actually what he's up to. No, he's not going to be in Imperial Age anytime soon. He's spending all the gold he has. Got a lot of crossbows, but those crossbows are about to be obsolete if it's going to be horsemen coming out of their stables. And Imperial Palace being built as well. Dynasty being used by DeMusliM, going to give him a lot of vision and afford keeping that defensive position. The defense is going to be strong. Marinelord is going to need siege. He doesn't have any. Apart from these 2 trebuchets. Actually, he's got enough. 2 trebuchets will make some work here. He needs to keep them protected because what's going to be coming out of these stables? Most likely horsemen. We shall see. Could be fire lancers actually. We'll be unlocking the Yuan dynasty. I believe it is indeed the Yuan dynasty. It is indeed. Fire lancers could be on the cards here. And it is indeed the case. Fire lancers will be coming out here for DeMusliM. That's crossbows as well. Trouble is for Marinelord. He's actually walling up, trying to buy himself some time. The village coming here. Another keep drop here for DeMusliM most likely. Sending 15 villagers. Going to get through the walls. Where is he going to place the keep? Is it going to be on the eco here on the right side? There's not much there. But we're going to go further north. We shall see. Where are these villagers going to go? That's the question. Might be looking to get the wood line. Where are these villagers going to? Holy smokes. And of course Marinelord sees that. It's going to send 4 knights. So his knights will deal with these villagers. Maybe he was looking to secure this gold vein. He's actually going to have to try and hide here. He's going to build a gate. I'm trying to go on the other side of the gate. Try and save these villagers. There we are. Well, at least the Chinese villagers to build fast, especially when their lives are at stake. Doesn't lose a single villager. Or might lose 1. Actually, take that back. Lost 2. Lost 3 in fact. The 3 dead bodies there. Villagers are safe for now. At least for now, but we're going to be under pressure soon. Warrior Monk does take that Sacred Site on the right side. Look at this army being built here for DeMusliM. Crossbows, fire lancers, 2 Nesta Bees and a trebuchet. All with a dream. And that dream is winning game number 1 in this best of 5 set grand final. The road to Red Bull Wololo Legacy. But Marinelord going to be looking to clear those villagers up, sending quite a lot of his army there. This is fantastic. This is fine for DeMusliM. He won't mind losing these villagers. He's got 2 town centres, Song Dynasty. Got plenty of villagers, and that's going to buy him even more time. 134 villagers to 127. Marinelord doing fantastically well to build up that economy after that initial assault. He pushed that back, and what a big pushback from Marinelord. Very, very nice defense there. That's good farming transition as well. Building knights. Now, those are quite expensive units. You have a kind of a bit of concern here from Marinelord. The thing is, he's looking like he's going to go to the Imperial Age. DeMuslim's been in the Imperial Age for quite some time. He's got fire lancers on the field, and the feeling is that once Marinelord tries to tech up to the Imperial Age, that's going to be the time that DeMusliM pushes forward. That's the window of opportunity that he has. Talked about it before. I feel like I say it every single casted game, but when you age up, that's when you're most vulnerable. Because, of course, with Marinelord investing so much food and so much gold into that Imperial Age, it means that DeMusliM can then push on from there. Knowing that his opponent has invested a lot, he'll know he'll be vulnerable, his opponent. He won't be able to really do that much reinforcing of his army once it's lost. And you can see here, the finals is going to go forward, going to get some raiding damage done. Going to head towards those crossbows, going to surround them, get a good pick off for a lot of them. As you can see, a lot of these finals healing up when they lose their comrades. Quite a nice bonus that the Chinese get. We'll be losing those fire lancers though, relatively cheap though. Again, DeMusliM might be using this as a distraction. Vision on the right side did get cleared up in the end. And here we are, fire lancers. This is the main army you feel here for DeMusliM. North being a distraction, picking off villagers though, getting good raiding value here. 126 villagers to 127, relatively even though. DeMusliM, I think, has stopped producing villagers. He's focusing on the military now. Defensive keep being put up by Marinelord. Might not be able to get it up. The finals get the charge attack. They pick up a lot of villagers. Nope. There's a doubt keep here on the front lines from Marinelord, and that's an issue. Because now the army's heading forward for DeMusliM. This could be the final push that seals the game. A couple of knights coming forward, but there are crossbows here. Fire lancers being added again. 9 off them. And this is an issue. That keep's denied. Keep has to be built further back. High armory. Oh, that's the age up that Marinelord wanted. He does get up to the Imperial Age, but going to lose a lot of villagers. And fire lancers getting a decent amount of value, but a lot of them will go down to the crossbows. Look at this army here. There's now Bombard here for DeMusliM on the front lines, protecting that Bombard and 2 Nesta Bees with crossbows. Fire lancers just keeping the army back. This is so strong here for DeMusliM. What he's doing is keeping Marinelord's army exactly where he wants him, because Marinelord can't afford to let these fire lancers run riot. What this is allowing DeMusliM to do is slowly push forward on the front line with the Bombards and the fire lancers reinforcements and crossbows in the front. And that's a slow push now coming in for DeMusliM. Marinelord can't really deal with this. He has to send the knights back home to deal with the fire lancers. And once he does that, he doesn't have any way to push the siege there on the front lines. Bombard about to shoot off again. There has to be slowly taking out the farming economy here. And Marinelord going to be struggling from here on out. This is looking to be a big push here. Crossbows heading forward with Insidiary Arrows, I think. Actually, no, he doesn't have Insidiary Arrows, but these are elite Jugunu and crossbows. Taking the fight now, and the Financers are still alive. Quite a few Knights there. The Knights will do decent damage against the Jugunu, but not against the crossbows. Financers are going to be acting as Micho, going to be taking out a lot of the villagers. This is a bit of a massacre here now. Marinelord going to struggle, does have a Mangonel, and Mangonels don't get a chance to fire off because Marinelord calls it. He taps out GG. First game goes to DeMusliM in this best of 5 on Lipini. The Chinese triumphant against the Rus as we head into game number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to game number 2, and it's going to be Holy Island with Marinelord playing on the right side of the map in red as the English. And he'll be looking to get a response here because he's just gone 1-0 down to DeMusliM. He's playing in the southwest in blue as the French. This could be an interesting water battle, especially because the French, who are now actually heading out to build that dock, will have access to the Hulk ship in the fuselage, an incredibly strong ship to be fighting with, whereas the English will be using the galleys, which is another very strong ship there, attack archer ship. Will be better than other civilization ships like the Dow and whatnot, but the main thing is that the Hulk is probably going to be a little bit better to deal with the galleys, although galleys in large numbers with good micro can deal a bit of damage and could do a good job here for Marinelord. We shall see how this one pans out. The English versus the French. The old battle of ages, and we're going to have the villagers going out to wood here quite early for DeMusliM as expected, because he's getting that dock up. Going to be getting that fish boom starting off. Marinelord has headed out to build the dock as well. He's built first actually. Marinelord's getting his dock up nice and early. We're getting the fishing ship out first as well. Looking good here. Getting a lot of sheep as well. 18 of them there for Marinelord. And that's important because the French often want that sheep, at least to get their sustenance going early on. Of course, when you add in the waters, that's a whole different ball game, but we shall see who wins that water fight. And it does look like DeMuslim's actually opted just for one scout for now, looking just to make sure he has as much resources as he can to invest in the fishing ships for that food eco. On the other hand, we've got Marinelord, who has opted for just the one scout as well. Done fantastically well getting the sheep though. Fish boom is now starting to occur there. Marinelord with 2 fishing ships already, just the one there for DeMusliM. Second one will be popping out imminently. And there it is. We battle it out in game number 2 on Holy Island. Of course, in this grand final, with Marinelord 1-0 down, he'll be looking to get a response, and if he can even out the set, there's best of 5, so there's still lots of games to happen. Lots of time to rebuild his efforts and trying to win this series. As Marinelord now transition to go towards that gold, to look to try and get the age up, and also will need that gold to fund the galley production as he does reach the feudal age himself. Villager there being pushed back. DeMusliM will need to bring that villager back, and we see DeMusliM do the same. In fact, villager there nice and safe there from Marinelord for now, so we'll have the shorefish advantage as well. Quite like the fact that Marinelord has put the dock near the corner. It means he could have access to this shorefish, even if he's under pressure, because the shorefish being behind the dock on the edge of the map, not a lot of food there to be fair, but still would act as a nice point for the fishing ships to head back to if they're under pressure. As long as he has some galleys to defend, that's for sure. As we see now, both players edging towards that gold account that they need to get to the feudal age. Will be magic 200 gold they need to get there. 16 sheep still left there, not that many for DeMusliM. That makes the water fight all that more important there for DeMusliM. He doesn't have that much food left there underneath the town centre. Should have an early advantage with the Hulk though. We need to build up a large number of them to take a meaningful engagement. You can always have the home advantage being quite strong here on the dock positions, the dock fights. The reinforcements coming in instantaneously from those docks as they are built, and there we see the age up going with the council hall with 4 villagers. Age up not quite yet there for DeMusliM. Now he's sending the villagers there. Going to be 6 villagers, so certainly you should be able to get that school of cavalry built quicker, despite being behind at the start. Going for a barracks there, Marinelord, expecting a couple of French Royal Knights to pop out perhaps. We'll need to be careful about protecting this gold vein because that might be the first primary target for DeMusliM as the French. If he can deny the gold, he denies the galley production, as you see now, 5 villages on gold. We'll be looking to get those hulks out. Hulks relatively expensive though, 300 wood, 240 gold. The English having the bonus of cheaper galleys, 162 wood, 162 gold, so we'll be able to produce more and quickly as well. We'll need a larger gold investment, that's for sure for DeMusliM. 5 villages on gold there from Marinelord. Will we see a second dock? That's the question. Not just yet, it's a bit too early for that. We see DeMusliM almost reaching that feudal age. We'll certainly get there fast. Scout, again, Marinelord harassing the gold vein. He does this all the time with his one scout. In fact, in the first game, DeMusliM did lose a villager. But that was with the Rus being played by Marinelord and had 3 scouts at that point, to be fair. And there is the feudal age there for DeMusliM. Will he be queuing up a hulk? Can't afford it yet. There's a heavy wood investment. Needs that wood. It's got 15 villages on wood and the rally point is on to wood, so we're looking to get that out. A couple of longbows popping out here for Marinelord. Might be that there's a knight popping out. Yep, there is. One coming out for DeMusliM. Going to be pushing away the scout with his own scout. And the longbows will be relatively exposed, just coming out on his own. If he gets picked off, that won't be the start that Marinelord would want with his little bit of a skirmish assault. There is that knight coming out now, though. Is that the path? Paths are going to cross. Will DeMusliM spot it? Oh, Marinelord, I think he attack moved. It means that the longbows will be picked apart. There is a spear on hand, though. We're going to try and get a couple of hits on the scout. We'll need to backtrack, though. Does engage. The knight will take care of it. We'll take a couple of HP off that knight there before he dies. The scout getting involved as well. Not too bad value. After all, considering being caught out, half HP on that knight. Another knight does come out as well. Do we see a hulk? Not yet. Both players looking to just build up the fishing economy. There's a... Wow. Whoa, hang on a minute. That is a proxy dock by DeMusliM. How hulk does pop out. Galley has been built. Villages rather. I mean, the fishing ships have to head back there from Marinelord. Gonna have to protect those for as long as possible. And this is what we're talking about with the dock close to the shorefish there. Shorefish will be gathered. Will Marinelord be able to micro this with the fishing ships? Bring back the weak ones. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to keep the galleys in the way. Might lose another fishing ship. Actually, it's being healed by the dock. 2 docks there, though, for defensive advantage. He's producing galleys from just the one so far. As we see a couple of spearmen on the front lines there. DeMuslim's gold might be at pressure here. Good few hits there by the spears. Oh, DeMuslim's not reacting. The knight might go down. Oh, the knight survives with 29 HP and now pushed off gold. That's a big advantage from Marinelord this early stage of the game. He's got the early aggression on the gold. That means the hulks won't be coming out. Although, where is the gold coming out for Marinelord? I think the villagers had to back off there. 2 knights getting some value. Both players off of gold temporarily. Archery range is now being placed down. Double archery range for the French. Going for the typical land army composition of the knights and the archers, so not bad at all. Does get some pokes up the scout. 36 HP on that knight. We see 3 galleys are out now for Marinelord, and this is the defender's advantage. The 2 docks there. The 2 docks be able to do good work. There's another hulk coming out there, so Marinelord will have to be careful. But behind this, DeMusliM is having a good fish boom. Spears and longbows, the army composition here for Marinelord, and that's not bad. He's going to send some more villagers here on the deer patch there. DeMusliM delaying that farming transition, and look at this. Still 17 sheep there, not relying on that at all. Has a full water control at the moment. As well, as I say, full water control. He's got things under control. Although I say that, but things might change quickly because there are 2 hulks now getting damage on the dock, and do a lot of damage on the dock, has to be said. Marinelord might lose a secondary dock. That's not what he wants. There are 3 galleys heading forwards, and might need to send a villager to repair. Losing that second dock will be painful. The hulk actually take a decent amount of damage, and they're being healed up. This is nice place by DeMusliM to have that proxy dock. It means that he actually has some sort of home advantage there. Not too far away, of course, with the healing. See the hulks being healed up there as a couple of spearmen head towards the woodland. That's a problem for DeMusliM. A lot of wood villagers being idle. The knight does pop out, but will there be enough? The archers are the concern there for Marinelord. Those archers will pick apart those spearmen. Been poking and prodding. Knight gets a good charge attack. Spearman will be going down to those archers if he's not careful. Marinelord going to try and trade off. Try and get some HPO damage on the knight. Does turn around and fight, but now has to back off because Those spears will be lost. A couple of galleys do head towards that fishing ship economy, and now DeMuslim's economy is completely idled on the water. That one galley, the galleys do so much damage on the fishing ships, by the way, so that's great value. As we see 4 galleys here, Marine looking strong in the waters. Don't forget, he's constantly been in gold, whereas the gold has been a bit scarce there for Marine, for DeMuslim rather. The problem for DeMuslim is investing in knights, which are quite gold heavy as well. The only gold unit that Marinelord really needs here are galleys, and DeMuslim having to invest. I take that back. He's got plenty of positions on gold in his back gold. Nice and safe there. 13 of them. Hulks will be popping out soon, I suspect. Only 2 hulks there. It's hard to afford that many, but they're so expensive. Only 3 hulks. Only 3 galleys remain, rather, versus the 1 hulk. Muslim's going to need to micro that nicely. And the 2 docks are healing quite well. See, heavy on gold for both players that needs it. The galleys just constantly firing at that dock, waiting for a hulk to pop out. Talked about that shorefish. Now it's actually been taken by the fishing ships. As we see 2 more galleys pop out, 5 of them now. Could be a nice time to engage here for Marinelord. A lot of these galleys are pretty nicely healed up. 3 hulks there. Some of them are actually pretty weak. Quite low on HP. On the land, we don't see that much more action. Looks like a second town centre might be coming out here for DeMuslim. Has 320 stone. There are quite a few archers there heading towards the base of Marinelord. Second dock is under pressure. And that's another one that he built. He did have a dock here, Marinelord, so lost that one. Another 150 wood he had to invest. We'll be able to take 1 hulk out, does. Lose 1 galley. That's a concern. DeMuslim with the fishing ship pull. To try and heal up, but there's another galley here. Going to be sniping out some of the fishing ships if he can. This is an issue because it's quite hard to micro. He needs to micro down on the hulks. It looks like some of the fishing ships are being targeted instead. Now with 4 galleys, 3 galleys, make that 3, maybe 2. Versus 2 hulks. That's a concern for the Marinelord. Might be losing the waters if he's not careful. He is producing 2 docks though. That's actually pretty important. Those 2 galleys popping out, the home advantage is going to be strong, and the hulks are being pegged back a bit. There are 3 hulks there. On the land, not much else is happening. Couple of longbows, couple of spears for defense with an outpost. Well, the hulks are focusing on the dock though, and the galleys are getting hits on the hulk. That's a concern that the dock might go down. At what cost? He might lose the galleys here. Another galley does pop out with that dock on fire now. Reducing from both docks. Will we be able to take out a hulk here? That would be a big win here on the waters if he does. Does look like it's going to happen. It does go down. That's 2 hulks now left. The 4 galleys with the fishing ships here to a heal. That's a concern for DeMuslim. I think DeMuslim might lose the water here if he's not careful. Maybe another hulk going down. Another galley added to the mix there for Marinelord. Looks like that's going to be the case. Another hulk does go down. That could be the nail in the coffin on the waters. As the fishing ships go down as well for DeMuslim. And now looks like the galleys are focusing on the fishing ships. Another hulk does pop out though. So 2 hulks versus a couple of galleys there. 4 of them left. Takes the engagement. Hulk there being caught out. Looks like that'll go down. Another galley coming out. That dock's on fire though. There is a villager repairing. That's very key. That dock will be coming up back to help, and that's important. That is a huge win there on the waters there for now. Marinelord with 4 galleys, with just the 1 hulk there on the retreat for DeMuslim. Lost a couple of fishing ships, and these were idle. These weren't gathering fish at all. That is huge. That food economy will be looking strong here for Marinelord. You can see on the town, on the bank there, 489 food versus the 46, and trouble for DeMuslim. Doesn't have that many sheep. I mean, actually, it hasn't been taking them, so we'll have a decent amount left over if he needs it. Second town center popping out now. With the blacksmith, we'll be getting bloomery. There aren't that many knights there. The archers being pulled apart here by the longbows, defending nicely English. As he sends another galley forward. Focusing on that dock. Looks like Marinelord will be winning the waters though. At least for now. The galley's going to get good value here on the fishing ships. We'll lose at least 1 I suspect. How quickly will DeMuslim react? He'll react. Will he react? He's not reacting. He's going to lose 2 fishing ships. That's a concern because he's fighting on the land. Here we are. Longbows engaging against the knights, and that's bad timing there for DeMuslim. Going to lose all the fishing ships. I think he's given up. It looks like he's given up on the waters. DeMuslim focusing on the land now. Has got that second town centre, so you get the feeling he kind of thought that might be the case. Holy smokes, 3rd town centre. That village count going to be quite high there. Yeah, looks like DeMuslim has given up on the water. Transitioning to the land. Let's take a look at the village count. 53 economy for DeMuslim. 53 for Marinelord. Even Stevens, but don't forget, a lot of free fish here to be had for Marinelord. Doesn't have to have that wood investment in farms later on, which DeMuslim might have to do. He doesn't have to do that just yet. Does have access to deer in the pocket economies. Bringing back those knights to heal up with chivalry. Still a lot of free food on the map there for DeMusliM to take. Not as fast as the fishing economy, so we might see the English go up to the castle age first. But I'm almost certain with it, especially if he's going to produce from 3 town centres, going on to the gold now very heavily. Might see a bit of a feudal age push here for DeMusliM, staying heavy on gold despite not producing those hulks. 11 villagers on that gold vein. 5 here, so a lot of them. 19 villagers on gold in total. I think from Marinelord he's got plenty of gold in the bank. Obviously his army is not really needing gold at this point. And he's not going to need to produce any more galleys either. Just focus on the fishing ships, and that's what he's doing. Focusing on the wood count. Going to be walling up this east side, and that'd be important to get that little bit of security. Very widely open there. The French are good at raiding with their French Royal Knights, of course. Army heading forward here from Marinelord. Might be able to get some value on this gold vein. The army's starting to build up there for DeMusliM. The Knights healing up with another stable, double stable. Certainly playing heavy feudal age of the French, as they often do. Could come down to the micro there. A couple of spearmen. The spearmen, if they get taken down the archers, that could become a problem from Marinelord. Will not want to lose their spearmen because then those knights will pounce. I think he knows it. I think he knows he doesn't have enough. Did have the scout as well for the information, just to see if it was worth taking that fight. 2 boars in the middle of the map. They're going to be seeing everything. There we have it. There is going to be the castle age for DeMusliM. So it's actually DeMusliM going to get to the next stage quicker, despite being on 3 town centres. It's actually pretty impressive. It's had a lot of free food to be gathered on the deer. Does he have a market? He didn't even have to balance his economy using the market. Going to go up with the Royal Institute, playing it for the castle age aggression. Don't know how I feel about this map. The map itself lends itself quite nicely to the late game. Does mean there'll be a bit of a power spike for the French because of the Royal Institute enables the technologies to be 30% cheaper and also unlock the Imperial Age upgrades for his knights and some of the artillery upgrades as well. So that'll be key. That'll give him a bit of an edge in the castle age, and it looks like he's going to try to finish the game in castle age, because if he doesn't, that could become a problem. Not only because he is foregoing the benefit of the guild hall, but also because the English are known for their hyper late game prowess with the enclosures farm upgrade, which enables him to farm gold effectively. Marinelord now getting into the castle age himself, going up with the King's Palace most likely. We just need to confirm that that is indeed the case, so we'll have his second town centre. Of course we'll be behind on villagers because of the 3 town centres, but don't forget the 2 docks. They were continuously producing fishing ships. Let's check it. Let's take a quick check. 81 economy for DeMusliM, 72 for Marinelord, so it is indeed the case. Now the villager production here for DeMusliM looking very strong. The economy going to be very strong. Not only the 3 town centres working fast, but he actually has the edge by having an extra town centre over the English now, and does start to take the boar. It might drag this one closer to the other to try and drop a TC there, town centre. Maybe even just a mill. That's aggro with the archers. Gonna fight with the knights. Take down that boar nice and easily now. He's in the castle age. Here comes a bit of engagement. Marinelord will be aware of this. As a scout there, of course, and there's lots of pocket economies here for DeMusliM. That could be at risk. Longbows start to fire up, but these guys are veteran Royal Knights. That could become an issue just against the hardened spearmen, not veteran spearmen. This is a bit of a concern because they're veteran archers here. The army just so much better here for DeMusliM. There are veteran longbows. Going to be focusing on the archers, but look at the knights. They're the concern. They're the real concern. The spears being brought on the front lines. This is going to come down to the micro as the longbows focus on the archers. The archers try and focus on the spears if they can, because if the spears go down, the knights will have free reign on this fight, and the spears do engage. They're going to engage in the knights. They might go down the spears, but let's get a good hit there, and quite a few of the archers going down to the longbows. Longbow numbers here, fantastic from Marinelord. And we're going to take a really very favourable engagement here. The knights were able to get a clean hit because of the spears on the front line, and look at the micro here from Marinelord. He's making use of the network of castles bonus. A couple of knights there backing off, but the chivalry coming into good effect. A lot of the knights will survive. Looks like the DeMusliM needs to just bide his time now. Not going to be able to access the boar meat just yet. Economy count looking 97 for DeMusliM, 81 from Marinelord, so a bit behind them Marinelord, but looks like there's going to be forward keep here for DeMusliM to protect those 2 boar carcasses. This is a fight that Marinelord will want to take to try and deny that castle if he can. Quite a few archers, but not enough archers you feel here for DeMusliM. The longbows will take care of the archers. That means the spears should survive to take care of the knights. The keep will go up. That's a strong keep there for DeMusliM. Offers him a lot of control of that map. In the centre at least. Will force the longbows back. Has access to that sacred site now if he wishes. Going to go back onto the stone. Maybe looking to get a second keep. And now he's going to start accessing the boar carcass. This more than kind of accommodates for the fact that he lost water. So DeMusliM really making good inroads onto the water, onto the land rather. The food and the free resources that are there. As the spears and the archers going to go towards the right side now for Marino, looking to try and get some value. Try and deny some of the berry picking here. Might be able to do so. The military actually looking strong here from Marino, it has to be said. 18 for DeMusliM, 57 for Marino. Definitely has the numbers. We hear some relics being picked up. Picks off 2 villagers as well for good measure. Lots of villagers on stone there for Marino. Maybe looking to get a keep of his own. Going to be snacking that relic there. Nicely done. That's a bit of a neutral relic being pulled out. 1 relic already in the bank. Oh, the Knights trying to get some raiding value here. Will be doing a lot of damage. The villagers do have wheelbarrow though, so won't be losing as many as he could have. The Knights are ripping through them. I take that back. At least 5 or 6 were lost there. Casualties have been had. There's not enough space in the town centre, at least not just yet. Actually, there's plenty of space. The villagers just don't want to go inside. These guys are rebels. They're not heading back into the town centre. They're heading back out to the wood. All the Knights are going down. The spears are on hand, but there are going to be more villagers going down. That's a bit of a misclick there, I think, maybe from Marinelord. Yeah, the villagers get pulled back, and that's a concern there because on the front lines, that's where the army is. The problem for Marinelord is his army is very static. He doesn't have the mobility that the Knights do. He'll just pop out of that King's Palace again. He needs to wall up here. Doesn't have the walls finished just yet, and those Knights did a lot of damage. Let's take a look at the eco. 112 there for DeMusliM, 83 there for Marinelord. That was a big raid there for DeMusliM. That could win him the game. We shall see how it goes. Oh, a lot of raiding here. That's the problem for DeMusliM. He sent those villagers into no man's land. No villagers. Those villagers were unguarded, and that's a big problem. Another relic coming in from Marinelord. This is fantastic play. The good thing for Marinelord is that, sure, he lost a lot of villagers, but look at this. He's got the relic counts. He's got 3 already. Another one coming in, and that's going to be perfect for the late game, which this might be ending up heading towards 21 minutes on the clock. Both players have healthy villager counts. I have to say, Marinelord lost a lot there. Forward key position does have the stables going down with the archer range as well. If you're not aware, if you're new to Age of Empires 4, check this out. The keep has an influence. It causes the archer ranges and the stables within the influence of that keep to have a reduced cost by 25%. Quarter discount, that's a huge sale going on there for the French. The longbows start to get some value. There is chivalry on those knights though, so we might be able to just heal the back up again. Oh, springboard replacement in that outpost. Won't be able to get that. Oh, wait, where was that monk? Oh, I was trying to get that relic there in the end. Okay, looks like DeMusliM has protected that 1 relic. 4th relic being brought in though. That'd be nice there for Marinelord. Interesting to see if Marinelord actually starts to pressure this right side. There's only 1 outpost, a lot of villagers there, not enough space to garrison the side. He needs to make sure he's walled up and protected though. He's going to keep in a nice forward position. 2 berry patches to pick off. He needs it, but that's how the fishing economy, so I won't be too worried about that. Has the dock on the west side and taking the fish here as well. This is actually quite interesting. He's keeping the galleys here. DeMusliM not clearing this up. I'm not sure if DeMusliM notices that. He doesn't see that. He doesn't see the waters being taken here. This is a huge bit of economy here. He actually has double the fishing economy that he really should at this point. Spears, so many of them. Now he's trying to get some value, not managing it. Longbow's picking up a knight on the retreat. Let's have both balls though DeMusliM, so that food count will be looking good, but look at this. The Imperial Age might be coming in. Wait, what? What happened there? Wait, what? Is there a trap here? I don't see a trebuchet for the... What was that? I don't know what happened there, but was that an accident? He might have deleted the keep there by accident. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Let's try and engage. Not enough of them though to surround those spears. The trouble for DeMusliM, he doesn't have a counter to the spears, at least not enough of them. Has a couple of arbaletiers. Uh-oh. Marinelord, what were you thinking? He pulled his knights there at the right time, DeMusliM. The spears flanking. Spears left the longbows vulnerable there for quite a few minutes, and for a couple of seconds, that's all it needed. He just needed a couple of seconds. A couple of man-at-arms, the keep does go up. Network of castles bonus will be going off. Will we get network of citadels? That is the first thing he clicks from the keep. That will be important, increasing the bonus damage. Or sorry, not a bonus damage, but the attack speed by 25% more than the network of castles, making it a total of 50%. Villagers being pulled by DeMusliM, trying to take out the siege. Wait a minute, he's going for a keep again. DeMusliM going for forward keeps. He loves this to do this, but will he get this one up? I'm not so sure. He might do. There's so many knights. This is a strong push here of DeMusliM. I think DeMusliM trying to see this one out. And it all comes down to the miss micro, which we don't say very often with Marinelord. Of course, he has that high standards. Villagers being pulled here. Oh, the short bows being pulled, and this is a problem for DeMusliM. I don't think we'll get this up. There's a lot of short bows there. Villagers firing off. Longbows as well. Going to pick up a lot of villagers, but there are a lot of knights and archers there for DeMusliM. Keep will go up, and that's a huge problem for Marinelord. It's going to lose a lot of economy here. DeMusliM going for the jugular, trying to win game number 2. Villagers here for DeMusliM. Holy smokes, this game went from 0 to hero in a flash. Went very, very fast. There are still 4 relics in play though for Marinelord, so we'll be having a comfortable gold stream Trouble is for DeMusliM, he needs to get out with his army. He's diving pretty heavily. And the retreat's kind of cut off by the keep. He's trying to track down the villagers that are running away. Going down on the east side, past that wall. Will the knights head in? I feel like this is a bit of a mistake. The knights should be heading that way. The knights are going on the west side. I'm not entirely sure why. Lots of villagers here ready for the killing. I'm not sure why the knights are going down the west side. Well, there are lots of villagers to be taken there, to be fair, as well. I think he's going to go for the dock positions, maybe. Trouble is, the archers are starting to dwindle in numbers. Being focused fire by the town centre. The thing is the English should be able to produce a trebuchet or two from the keep itself. That will be key. And the knights missing out on the value. Villagers were pulled. Where did they go? Where are villagers here? Wait. The transport ship? Holy smokes, the village has been saved. He's sending the villagers across the pond. There is 8,000 gold to be taken here. Nice play there by Marinelord, sending a monk as well. Going to be getting that relic there. We'll make 5 relics. That's quite a nice play there. Villagers going in and out. A couple of outposts. We'll be taking a couple of villages there for DeMusliM. Has a keep. Oh my god, DeMuslim's loving his keeps this set. It's a nice position actually. Can't deny that 4,000 gold and a bit of all the wood line. Trouble is that Marinelord has built up his army again. 120 villages for DeMusliM, 99 for Marinelord. Military count looking healthy though for Marinelord. He needs to take care of this keep though before he can do much else. Man-at-arms is the play here for DeMusliM. That will sweep up the rest of the archers, especially with the longbows in behind. But he needs a trebuchet. He needs to deal with this nice and quickly. Does he have a trebuchet coming out of the siege engine workshop rather? He does indeed. The archers take care of that second landmark, the King's Palace, so DeMusliM takes out one of those reduction capabilities. It's going to now start to focus on the houses, and that will be taking the wood out of Marinelord's bank, that's for sure. You need to replace those houses. Springwood emplacements are in that outpost, but there's a keep there as well. Look at the army that's been produced. Marinelord has a lot of his economy on the fishing side of things, so we'll have a protected bit of economy there. 2 trebuchets there for DeMusliM. And a bit of siege. He needs to take care of that. He won't want to lose his keep. Nice, so taking down the houses. I'm not sure why they're not necessarily going for the docks. With being brought, he's quite happy to maybe shift click those houses. Precarious position from Marinelord, but he's looking to heal up and repair that keep. But the man-at-arms should be acting as good defense here. Well, that's ballsy with those villagers trying to take the food. Man-at-arms head to the front lines. Will be trying to take down the knights, getting the buff there, the speed attack. Because of the network of citadels now. Villagers heading forward. I think DeMuslim's looking for another keep drop. It doesn't have the stone for it just yet though. Might need to use the market to buy it. Well, the keep does go down for Marinelord. That is huge. That acts as an entrance point. Keep being fired there. DeMuslim might lose his keep soon. That trebuchet needs to be protected. What is going on? DeMuslim sacrificing villagers on the front line on the berry patch. I'm not so sure why he's doing this. He's got the villager lead. Doesn't need to do this necessarily. He's struggling on... He's not even struggling on wood. I'm pretty surprised not to see the wood farming transition. It's going to push away those villagers on berries. So much idle time caused here. DeMuslim, 37 villagers being idle there. Seemed a bit unnecessary. Had the wood for the farming transition if he needed it. Looks like he's going to do that transition now, but the farms are relatively far forward unexpectedly. Doesn't want the villagers to walk too far back. As I say that, there's a farming placement there. Lots of farms being built. That's quite a hard transition. The hard transitions come in very, very fast. It means that DeMuslim can't double down. He's going to be without knight production for a bit of time. Look at the food count, 16. Knights being lost here. Won't be replaced anytime soon. That's for sure. Going to be trying to take down this trebuchet. That keep going down there for DeMuslim is huge. It gives the English breathing space. Man-at-arms heading forward. They're going to take down those trebuchets. That's a concern. Marinelord does have a couple of longbows there exposed. Needs to bring those longbows close to the man-at-arms. Man-at-arms need to deal with those knights. Thing is, longbows are taking down the arbaletier and the crossbows. Trebuchet will go down, and this push for DeMuslim has been halted. This is a concern. The farming transition came very, very hard there for DeMuslim. Need to can't afford those knights to be replaced, as we said. Look at the army now. It's dwindling. 34 for DeMuslim, 67 for Marinelord. Didn't have the farming transition set up when he needed it, and now the production has been halted. That's a big, big concern there for DeMuslim. The army now starting to build up again for Marinelord. Can be taking care of these archers here. Needs to. Does have emplacements, or does have arrow slits, and also spring on emplacement in that outpost. Needs to deal with that. The knights never took care of the docks. Look at this. Marinelord has 5 relics at the moment. The gold income going to be pretty amazing here. It is for both players, to be fair. Will we see a trebuchet coming out to take care of this keep? He needs to. Now, DeMuslim needs some time. He needs to recover. He needs the gold for these knights. Probably want to heal these up as well, but look at the wooden walls. The palisades keeping Marinelord safe, at least for now. They're safe for now because the Knights are heading that way, maybe to burn them down. Oh, there's a hole there. Not sure if Marinelord notices that. He must know the wall is not completed. Might indeed be sending a villager out there. That villager will die. Oh, heading to the gold. Long distance mining, apparently. Knights going to kill her very, very quickly as the Knights going to try and raid the woodline again. Look at the army. They're on position. There's a trebuchet there as well. Lots of spears again. A lot of spears. Again, the Knights can't get too close. Longbow's getting good value. Knights are heading towards the outpost. These outposts do have sprinkled emplacements though. But it's just having to retreat again. Shortbows firing off the spears on guard. They're going to be engaging. The Knights will fall very, very fast to the spears. That's a concern there for DeMusliM. He's throwing away more gold units, precious gold units. That's a concern. It was a bit of a distraction. The two trebuchets do head forward. They do take one of the monasteries. That's a concern. There are 3 relics in that monastery. Knights diving in again, but DeMusliM going to lose so many of his Knights. This is a concern. Feels like he's forcing the issue a bit too much. Not sure how much raiding value he's going to get. Knights heading towards the north. Might be picking off some villages here, but he's only on 1 town centre from Marinelord, so won't be able to produce those villages too quickly, although he's population capped here at this point. The issue is that there's economy that DeMusliM just cannot raid, which is the economy on waters. Look how many fishing ships Marinelord has. There's 14 there in itself. There's 26 in total, 27 if you count that. There's villages here and the gold as well. Yep, a lot of economy that can't be taken. There's a sacred site there as well. It's going to try and take a trebuchet out. Does take 1. Maybe even get a second. Probably not. The spears are on hand. Now, will there be a smash and grab for the relics? There aren't. Looks actually, in fact, that Marinelord's picking them up. He's depositing as many as he can fit in. Knights have been trickled in. Not sure that's the play there for DeMusliM. Those Knights won't get too much value, not in and amongst the longbows and man-at-arms. There's such a condensed economy. Condensed defense, and the issue is there's a network of citadels bonus being used, or there is siege engines going down though. Decent value. That castle has gone down on the right side. DeMusliM trying to mine as much gold as he can on the right side. Will Marinelord see that? It doesn't see it just yet. That's a bit of a concern. Didn't even know the gold vein existed, it doesn't seem. Two Knights still causing a bit of damage. Spear not fighting. As we head into the 32nd minute, farming transition coming out of Marinelord now. Hasn't had to rely on that many farms, has to be said. Mangonels, that's a big play there by DeMusliM, as Mangonels will do a lot of work on the infantry. Spearmen heading forward, going straight into the archer mass. That is not ideal. There are a couple of man-at-arms in there as well. The man-at-arms will do decent work. We're going to have to take out the siege first. Mangonel going to be getting huge value. Marinelord needs to take that out. He does. That is huge. Again, Knights heading forward again. That's a concern. Big concern there for DeMusliM is that he's lost so many Knights. But he does get to the Imperial Age first. But not by much, because now Marinelord is going to go to the Imperial Age with the Wingard Palace at the back. Villages might go down though. Still quite a few Knights there. Spears on hand to protect. Spears and man-at-arms on the front line. We're taking down those spring walls. Those are expensive units to lose. Especially with the veteran longbowmen in the back. They're sweeping up the archers. Oh, the gold vein. Villages go down. 90 villages from Marinelord. 125 DeMusliM. His eco's looking healthy. Of course, when he loses villages, won't be too bad. He's got 3 town centres after all. Relic being garrisoned. The Knights head back home, but on the retreat, they're going to be cut off. DeMusliM will lose valuable army. Let's take a look at the military count. 72 from Marinelord, 26 for DeMusliM. Both players are in Imperial Age, but Marinelord has the military advantage. Look at the economy for Marinelord. It's pretty amazing at the moment. We'll be getting enclosures as well, I suspect, for farms, but there aren't that many farms anyway. Military numbers looking very healthy for Marinelord. Will they be able to hold off another push from the French? He gets to keep with lots of stables there. We see elite arbaletiers coming out with crossbow stirrups. Knights going towards the north, going to try and breaking down that palisade wall. They will get in. Oh no, Marinelord's going to send some villagers. That's not going to work. That repair time won't be enough, not with just a handful of villagers. The longbow's going to come into position, might delay things just by a couple of seconds, but the villagers will go down unless they're protected, and these are elite Royal Knights. They will be absolutely tickled by the longbows. Don't forget, the longbows don't have incendiary arrows just yet. Not sure if he has the 3rd attack upgrade, he doesn't yet. He will be getting it soon. Spears need to get in position, woodline at risk. Villagers are pulled by Marinelord, is saving them. He's going to try for a block there, he's going to try and get the palisade walls up, try to get the Knights to be pathing awkwardly. underneath the King's Palace, and he does that. Spears continue the chase, but Knights being thrown away almost, it seems. There's just not much value he's getting, and he's losing Knights here. That's a concern. But there are quite a few villagers on that wood line. The trebuchet does go down, but it's a relatively cheap trebuchet from the Wingard Palace after all. Knights are going to raid that wood line. Village is going to be pulled back, but the Knights are going to go down, and that's expensive units. Hand Cannoneers coming out, and that's going to be a concern. Very little there to counter there for the Hand Cannoneers for DeMusliM. This is most of DeMuslim's army. He's now relying on horsemen. That is not a good sign. The French are running out of gold. He doesn't have Guild Hall, don't forget. We talked about it earlier. He needed to finish the game in the castle because now he doesn't have the Guild Hall. Doesn't have gold that he might need. Seems like he's struggling a little bit. DeMusliM does have 35 villages on gold, but once that runs out, to be fair, does have quite extensive gold reserves in these gold veins. The longer the game goes, you get the feeling that Marinelord will be in a strong position, especially with the number of relics he has. He's got 5 of them. Doesn't yet have enclosures. Oh, he does have enclosures actually. Doesn't have many villagers working on the farms though. Now, this is a concern. The horsemen are going to be absolutely ripped apart even by the longbows. Spearmen in position. Spearmen brace against the elite Royal Knights. The Royal Knights won't be able to do too much damage. There aren't that many of them. That's the concern. It's mostly horsemen. The horsemen won't be able to raid too much, and it's just a case of DeMusliM trying to raid. It's raiding into a base which is so well protected with outposts and longbows and spearmen and town centres. Their concern is that Marinelord could do this all day. Spearskin picking up gold units. DeMusliM trying to get raiding value. He's not getting anything. He's picking off some army. Gonna try and raid that wood line again. Villager count is struggling for Marinelord, but not population. He's fully maxed out. 200 population. And he's got plenty of resources in the bank. It's not villagers that DeMusliM needs to win this game. That's not his win condition. His win condition is slowly pushing the base. But the English, of course, have one of the best defences in the game. And the Knights will be tumbling to this number of spearmen and longbows. There's also hand cannoneers involved. 2 hordes of Knights splitting the army there from Marinelord into 3. So also sending some army in the front lines. Wood line being raided, but again there's hand cannoneers with longbows and spears. The spears will make short work of those Knights. On the west side, those Knights get cleaned up. That's a concern. DeMusliM losing everything here. I think his time's up. He's raiding. He's sending army in, but they're trickling in. It's not a combined effort here. 59 military versus 100. This is a sweet spot for Marinelord. Marinelord just needs to focus on defense now. A couple of hand cannoneers will be caught out. Again, getting good value. Monks are healing up as well for good measure. A couple of Knights going on the right side. As we see elite army tactics coming in from Marinelord, that will boost up those man-at-arms. And it looks like Marinelord is starting to push forward now. He's going to take care of the trebuchets if he can. There is a culver in there. There's not much in the way of siege though for the culverin to take care of. There are a couple of springalls that he's focusing on. The springall's focusing on the trebuchet. It does take one trebuchet out. This is the big fight that Marinelord is really emphatically winning, although I say that, but the spearmen front line get taken down. The Knights can head towards those elite longbowmen, but elite longbowmen are no slouches with the reinforcements coming in thick and fast. Knights do tumble down. Get the feeling this is slowly grinding out. Horsemen just doesn't seem to have enough oomph here. They're not going to be able to do too much. They're just kind of cannon fodder here to the hand cannoneers. Look at that, Marinelord fighting this back. Just not enough army there for DeMusliM. 74 military for Marinelord versus the 51. I'm sure DeMuslim's army is more expensive, but here the numbers really matter. Villagers on the front line going to be going down on the stone piles. Looks like DeMusliM trying to afford another keep, but it looks like Marinelord will be quicker to get there. We shall see a trebuchet there making for a slow push on the front lines. DeMusliM going to try and hold on here for a minute. But will he be able to? Look at the hand cannoneer numbers. 22 of them from Marinelord. That seems like a bit of an unstoppable force now. Villagers on the stone mine will be going down. The Knight's going to charge. Hand cannoneers stand and fight. They shoot. Doesn't look like there's going to be enough artillery air there. The trouble is DeMusliM keeps backing in, backing out, and all the meanwhile the ranged units in the form of hand cannoneers and the longbows are constantly firing off. Bit of a death ball of hand cannoneers, 27 of them. Knights can't get close. There's a massive choke point there on the berries. This is fantastic play by Marinelord. He's keeping his army behind the berries, and the Knights aren't getting a clean range of attack. They're not getting a clean surface area to attack those units, and the hand cannon is hiding behind the archery range. They're firing off. They're taking down the Knights, and once the Knights go down, then there'll be the Horsemen, and then there will be the Arbaletier. Strong push though for DeMusliM, but look at the number of carcasses there, number of bodies. They'll be heading towards that ground, and the Knights are being destroyed. 16 hand cannoneers remain. They'll be taking care of the rest, and it doesn't feel like there's a fight that DeMusliM can win. He's committed though. And the English coming out on that fight, but look at the Knights and the Horsemen trickling in with a couple of culverins in the background. You won't want to lose those culverins. That monastery is on fire though. It's being repaired with the villager. Hand cannoneers holding that line with the network of citadels bonus. It's not to be underestimated. DeMusliM does have that sacred site, and he will have one relic in his possession. We've been focusing on Marinelord's base for so long, and it's because this is where all the action has been. And again, Marinelord holds firm. The English hold firm over the French. Now it looks like DeMuslim's heading back. He's trying to regroup here. He needs to. Only has 37 army on the field. And this free food for the whole game has been so strong there for Marinelord. Getting a defensive keep as well. He's protecting himself. He doesn't want to get raided. He's stonewalled the left side. Protecting that economy nicely. Making everything very nice and tucked in. It does look like DeMusliM won't be able to afford another keep though. Looking to get one. Ooh, we see a carrack here on the shoreline. Protecting that economy. Our 3 culverins though. Villagers coming forward for another keep drop it seems for DeMusliM. I don't know where they're heading. That's not going to do anything for DeMusliM. Maybe trying to keep another stone and berries, but that's not going to achieve too much. I'm not sure if he knows that the stone wall's there. He sees it now. There's no way in really. Villagers will be picked apart by the longbows. I'm not sure that's a good play. Might have to delete that keep. Yeah, he's going to try and get that stone mine. That's what it was for really. There's a trebuchet, 3 culverins. This is a bit of a concern though for Marinelord, those culverins in particular. Oh god. DeMusliM lost the keep. He didn't take it down. There were 2 trebuchets. He lost that keep stone. That's a concern. I've been saying that's a concern a lot in this casted game. I've just become aware of it, and it's because there are so many concerns in this game. The concern really for DeMusliM now is his gold income. Because once he runs out of this gold vein, where does he get it from? I don't think he gets it from anywhere. He's going to run out. Don't forget, the English technically have an infinite source with the enclosures, although it doesn't have that much of farming activity going, but he just needs to keep some farms, and he'll keep getting a constant trickle of gold. Not to mention the 5 relics he has. Spears will hold off the Knights. The culverins, they're getting some value though. Here comes the big fight, you feel. Could it come down to this? The French knocking on the English door. But how much more value can they get? They might take out the Council Hall. There are 3 trebuchets there for Marinelord. I wonder if he has shattering projectiles. He does. DeMusliM building up a nice army of knights though, but the trouble is there's direct counters, the spears. They don't feel there's enough Arbaletier there. Only 12 of them. A couple of archers rather as well. But you get the feeling that Marinelord will be happy with this position. The only concern for him is he might run out of wood, because he has given away a lot of map control, but the concern for DeMusliM doesn't have a continuous gold income that Marinelord will have. Takes 1 culverin out, hand cannon is heading forward. Marinelord trying to push this back, takes out 2 culverins, huge value. Spear's heading forward. Spear's going to engage. He baits them in, baits them into the range of attack. Oh, there's no network of citadels though. Poor Marinelord is heading back towards there. Maybe needs an outpost on the front line to get a network of citadels. Trebuchet's firing off. And the hand cannoneers, look at the micro here from Marinelord. Fantastic. Spear, bait them in. Then the hand cannoneers get involved. There's something happening on the right side. Dare I look away? There's a keep drop coming in. DeMusliM trying to get this keep up. The keep will probably go up, but there are quite a few villagers trying to focus fire on the villagers with the short bows. Will the keep go up? I'm not sure actually. Will he make it? He should do. The keep will go up, but what a loss. He lost a lot of villagers. Villagers are being pulled by Marinelord now. On the front line, there's the engagement. Hand cannoneers are engaging with the knights. There's quite a few knights, but the spears are going to be winning that fight. The knights have to back off, leave the arbaletier to do the work, but the hand cannoneers are going to be mopping up. The knights are the main meat shield. If they can survive, that would be ideal, but the trouble is there's so many spearmen. Marinelord losing everything though. The Marinelord is losing the spearmen mass. He needs a bit of an army again. The hand cannon is going to retreat. He needs to keep them alive for as long as he can. This is a strong push here for DeMusliM. This could be the game-winning push. We shall see. Marinelord needs production, and he needs it fast. He's lost the council hall. That was a strong push there for DeMusliM. Knight numbers are dwindling though. If the knight numbers go down, that's a concern. Horsemen are going forward, but the trouble is DeMusliM he's lacking gold. DeMusliM has not enough gold production for his production, won't be having any more knights anymore, and the hand cannoneers will reign supreme. As to be said though, Marinelord is not having a huge amount of gold himself. One trebuchet does go down, 2 remain, and cannoneers will hold on for a minute. That keep has been taken down. The villagers here, you can see villagers there trying to mine the last bit of gold that he can. DeMusliM trying to squeeze everything out, but the army has ground to the halt. He's not been able to push any further, not with the siege he needs. He needs that siege, but only has culverins. He hasn't been able to push the static defences, bombarding placements in his outposts. The knights heading towards the gold on the right side. Villagers taken out. Marinelord reclaim that gold vein. Outpost will go down, but again, doesn't feel like DeMusliM can push this position, and feels like Marinelord could do this all day. Horsemen going to try and head forward in whilst baiting the spears out. Spears are being kited, or kind of been dodged by the knights. The knights going to try and get a raiding value again, but look at that. 159 population for DeMusliM, 173 for Marinelord, getting an outpost there. Wants that network of citadels to remain. Bombarded placements in those outposts will work quite well. 3 trebuchets going to be under attack from the horsemen. Will the horsemen get them? Not so sure. Might be able to take 1 or 2, but not all 3, I don't think. Especially with the number of hand cannoneers. Takes 2, maybe 3. Probably will take all 3 trebuchets. That's actually quite expensive there for Marinelord. As I say that though, as long as it's producing from the Windguard Palace, it won't be too expensive. Keeps one of them alive. But it just continued to get that gold. A couple of knights there raiding the woodline. Spears pulled back there from Marinelord. Has the presence of mind to do that. As we head into the 47th minute into the game, DeMusliM slowly making a slow push, but I think he's running out of gold. And this keep here, if this goes up from Marinelord, that could be a very strong position. That will protect this gold vein somewhat. Horsemen trying to raid in. Same with the knights on the right side, and there's just so many spearmen everywhere. It doesn't seem like horsemen and cavalry are going to be what he needs here, DeMusliM. Marinelord has everything he needs to defend. It does lose a trebuchet, but all the horsemen go down. Knights will go down, only 3 of them left. Look at this on the front line. Marinelord takes game number 2. DeMusliM taps out. He's run out of gold, you feel. And Marinelord holding firm. The English holding firm against the French. And Marinelord pulls one back as we head into game number 3. Holy moly, what a start we've had to this set. It's 1 apiece. That second game was a banger on Holy Island as we now move to game number 3 on Hill and Dale and in the southwest corner of the map. Marinelord playing in red as the Abbasid dynasty, with DeMusliM playing in the northeast in blue as the Holy Roman Empire. On Holy Roman Empires, HRE, they can be very strong in Hill and Dale. We shall see how this one pans out because the Abbasid dynasty in the recent patch have been incredibly strong, especially against the Holy Roman Empire. Of course, the Abbasid dynasty's ability to boom with multiple town centres is almost rivaled by none, especially because of the fresh food stuff upgrade they can get from the House of Wisdom. Making their villagers half price means you can keep pumping out those units, keep spending the extra food they have on military in the feudal age as early as the feudal age. And we shall see what DeMusliM opts to do with the Holy Roman Empire. Will we see a multiple town centre play by the HRE? Often they can go for a fast castle, looking to grab those relics. As we can see, he's already committed to that wood line and got the lumber camp, maybe looking to get those villagers on the deer to build that Archon Chapel. That's going to be the drop-off point for the deer. It's a nice utilization of the bonus that the Archon Chapel now has. In the most recent patch, not only does it inspire the large radius of that Archon Chapel with the prelate, which boosts the gather speed of villagers by 40%, it also acts as a resource drop-off point for every resource there is in the game. So it's going to be utilizing that for the deer. We'll be inspiring the gold, the wood, the deer, and the sheep that's underneath the town centre. Speaking of sheep, How many scouts do we have gathering them? Just the one here for DeMusliM. Marinelord, just the one as well. It seems like one scout play is heading back into the meta, especially with these two civilizations. They're not overtly reliant on sheep, especially on maps like Killendale, where you generally have quite a bit of deer spawning. Will we see Marinelord do something a little bit tricky, which is just get the deer away from the Ark and Chapel, make the distance to mine or gather the food from the deer a little bit more, and that's exactly what he's doing. And it's going to be a bit of a pest here. That's actually going to delay things for DeMusliM for quite extensively, has to be said. That's quite a far walking distance, even if you have wheelbarrow, which actually the Holy Roman Empire don't necessarily prioritize too early. Yeah, look at that, that's crazy by Marinelord, sending those deer a long way. He's going to continue his scouting now. It's done a bit of damage. It's going to continue go down that east side. The villagers and gold, as expected, will be able to afford wheelbarrow. As we can see that now coming in, should be able to afford fresh foodstuffs as well. Sending some villagers to stone, as we expected, getting that second town centre up and running already to go in the feudal age. As DeMusliM now reaches the feudal age himself. We do see, of course, Marinelord going up with the economic wing. It's just the dumb thing for the Abbasid dynasty at this stage of the game. And then we'll be getting that fresh foodstuffs, which we talked about. 2 for the price of 1 on those villagers. Hope you guys are enjoying the casting of this final set. And if you are, do feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and I'm really enjoying casting these games. I really feel like my confidence and my capabilities as a caster have improved. I'm always looking to improve though, and especially with Red Bull Wololo Legacy main event coming up, I'd love to cover some of those games, and let me know what you think of the comment section below of how you feel my casting has developed or improved. Especially if you've got some more pointers, I'd love to hear it. I'm really looking forward to the main event, Red Bull Wololo Legacy. I'm looking to cover it as much as I can. I suspect most people will want to watch the official broadcast, but I feel like with each casting I do, I'll be getting experience anyway myself, and maybe one day, who knows, I might be able to be a bit more prominent as an esports caster. As we see a barracks being placed down there for Marinelord, he must have spotted something, expecting those horsemen to pop out from that stable, and that is indeed the case. Doesn't actually see it though, he's kind of anticipating it. Does see the horseman though, he would have seen it from the scout. As the horseman goes to try and deny the stone, doesn't look like Marinelord actually has enough stone just yet. Gonna chop the wood instead. He needs to push this away actually. He wants that second town centre as soon as he can. It's getting to a spearmen. They do take a while to pop out though. Stable going down as well. We often see this from the Abbasid dynasty. We talked about it before. Even having a second town centre, they can afford the feudal military. It's going to go for horsemen and spearmen. That's actually very food intensive. In fact, that's the most food intensive army composition you can go for at this stage of the game. Apart from maybe camel archers. But he won't mind with fresh foodstuffs. He can afford it. Can be collecting the rest of that stone. What do we see DeMusliM doing? He's definitely going for a fast castle. 7 villagers on stone. He's getting the food from the deer. Golden Age Tier 1 has been unlocked for the Abbasid dynasty and Marinelord. Good DeMuslim's time. It's going to be strong for that fast castle. That'll give him a lead time on getting those relics, and that's going to be concerned for Marinelord. Does have the stable and the spears out and about, protecting the stone mine. He needs to try and protect those relics if he can. Won't want to let the Holy Roman Empire get too many of those relics if he can afford to. 2 stables coming out for DeMusliM. That's going to be a very fast castle, and the concern for Marinelord now is that with the relics going to be coming into that Regnitz Cathedral, and with knights, Castle Age knights coming out those 2 stables, that's going to be hard to push back. He's going to need to double down on those spears, you feel, Marinelord. If he sees those 2 stables, probably need to drop another barracks. He now has enough stone for a second town centre, has enough wood as well. Where will that second... Well, actually, wait, he's struggling on the wood. Where's that second town centre going to go? Oh, there it is. Actually, I take it back. There's that second town centre on the outside, pretty exposed. He was quite happy to go there for the deer. Is it going to be 3 town centres? No, it's going to be 2. It's going to be 2. Let's not get too excited. We just lost track of the stone income there. He's actually got 112 stone. Might be looking to get some outposts on those relic positions. Spearmen go on that sacred site. Needs to get vision here of what's happening. He does see the age up. Taking quite a while for this Regnitz Cathedral to build though, it has to be said. Despite building with 8 villagers. Gold villagers under pressure. There are 2 prelates there helping to heal up those villagers. Doesn't really cut off too much of the gold supply coming in, and 3 horsemen going to be chasing this back to DeMusliM. Just a scout and and one horseman there for Marinelord. As Marinelord gets his second town centre up, there's the castle age for DeMusliM. Heading forward now with spearmen here, Marinelord. Going to try and keep the army back here for DeMusliM. Doesn't want to let those prelates get too many of those relics, as they will probably pick up one here on the right side. Just about try and delay that as much as possible. And actually the prelates being pulled back. Nice pressure here from Marinelord. Very nice pressure because of the spearmen. This is actually a bit of an issue for DeMusliM. Doesn't really have a counter to the spears, although the knights will deal very nicely with them. You have the feeling though that Marinelord just needs to double down on the spears, and he's going to be producing another barrack, or triple barracks. I'm not too surprised actually. And don't forget the Abbasid dynasty get very good spears, especially once they unlock the phalanx upgrade, which increases the attack range of spearmen by 100%. That is no joke. Those knights have to be microed even better with that upgrade in play. And we do see the prelates healing up those horsemen. One prelate going to try and sneakily take that relic. Ooh, looks like the horseman might pick that prelate up. Yeah, we'll take the prelate down. Loses a horseman as well. Marinelord wires to the ruse. He sees the prelate. That will be taken. He spots it now. Wololo coming off. Horseman needs to back off. Spears engage with the knights. These are castle age knights, but they still don't want to take too bad trades against the spears. Let's take a couple of spearmen down, and I think the knights will clear this up. I think Marinelord is going to just focus on the prelate for now. Just delay that Regnitz Cathedral getting that relic. Won't be able to take it out though. The prelate survives. Loses a horseman. Hang on a minute. Wait, what? Oh dear. I don't know if that's... yeah. That's kind of funny. I thought that relic was snagged just before the walls came up. Bit of a waste of wood there, unfortunately, there from Marinelord. As he brings one relic in, another one coming in soon. That's going to be a lot of gold coming in though. Villager count looking healthy from Marinelord, although we say that he's pretty badly housed it seems. 38 villagers to 31. He's pretty badly housed there. Now see a stable being put down for DeMusliM. He's doubling down. He's actually going to get triple stable knights. Not sure how I feel about that. He might have been possibly better off getting some archers, because look at this, spears, the direct counter. Let's have a few prelates there. I'm a bit surprised that DeMusliM is doubling down on the knights. He already has 2 stables. The spears head towards try and cut off that food income from the berries. I don't know if this is a fight that Marinelord will want to take. He's going to head back. Quite a few knights there. Villagers getting involved as well, chasing them back. In fact, Marinelord doesn't really need to take the fight. He could just kind of build up more spearmen, and he can take the fight now though. This is an engagement. Marinelord getting engaging brace here. Knights diving in. Prelate's getting good healing value. Will he lose some knights? Does lose 1 or 2. But this is going to be a good cleanup for DeMusliM. This is the power of the Castle Age Knights, even against the counter unit. And with the 2 prelates in, 3 prelates, 4 prelates healing up. It's not ideal. The knights are charging in those spearmen, get the charge attack, and the spearmen die. And Marinelord loses everything. That's a bit of a worry for him. He needs to mass up those spearmen. Not going to send them in, trickling in one by one. Needs to mass up as the knights head forward now. Now DeMusliM wants to pile on the pressure. We'll be having some map control. We'll be getting out of his base, looking to pick up those relics, maybe some sacred sites. Let's head forward. But the spearmen numbers starting to build up again. Don't forget there's 3 barracks, another 4th one being built. Of course, Marinelord not really that close towards the castle age himself, extending his feudal age. But it does feel like DeMusliM is making things a little bit easy for him by the fact that he's got 3 stables and no archery range. No counter units to the spears, but having said that, the knights could just engage. DeMusliM just holding off for now though. It does engage now, the spears engage, and they're going to take a decent fight. Takes out 1 knight. It's a very good trade there from Marinelord. Pushes the knights back. Might even snag a prelate there. The prelates aren't particularly fast at this stage. Does he have herbal medicine? That's the question for DeMusliM. Doesn't. He's getting it now though. That increases the healing rate of prelates by 60%. He takes the engagement, the spears brace. Do get a couple of knights down. Good pickoffs here. Again, the spearman numbers starting to dwindle. They brace again. A good micro here for DeMusliM. Pulling back the weak knights. They can heal by the prelates. And another batch of spears go down there for DeMusliM. Does have a camel archer now added to the mix. Better late than never. The camels cause horse cavalry units to deal 20% less damage. That's really quite significant. Just having 1 camel archer is super important. The knights now heading towards the west side. Oh, big engagement here. Camel archer involved. This time the spears might win. Looks like DeMuslim going to pull back. Quite a few weak knights there. The spears engage again. We'll be taking down one knight and a second, possibly even a third. And the reinforcements looking good here from Marinelord. They're coming in thick and fast, especially with the camel archers being as well. And it just feels like DeMuslim is just banging on this door of knights. I'm not sure why he's not added an archery range. Full knights here. Maybe he's testing herbal medicine out, but the knights are going to be charging into the spears again. Now it doesn't really feel like a favourable fight for the knights anymore. Two knights go down, the spears pushing ahead, the camel archer making a big difference. And DeMuslim being pushed back again in game number 3 now. Marinelord still in the feud lane, somehow managing to keep up. I'm super surprised that there's no secondary unit coming up for DeMuslim. Getting the Sacred Site on the right side though. You see the walls coming out to protect some of the relics, trying to deny those relics as long as possible. Again, doubling down on those knights, but look at this number of spearmen here coming from Marinelord. Pretty crazy, 22 of them. Versus the 13 knights, I think the 22 spears win. Of course, it'll come down to the micro. Camel archer picking off that prelate. Quite a few villagers here out there gathering the deer, very exposed. They could be under pressure here because the spears, if they engage or at least cause some idle time, the knights can't really tackle that head on. He's finally going for some man-at-arms. It looks like, well, Lance Connector. Lance Connector will do great work here. Doesn't have to be archery range for a counter for the spears. He just needs a counter. Man-at-arms will do well. Lance Connector will do well. Camel archer spot the villagers. Villagers are going to retreat. Losers going to lose at least a couple. This is a lot of idle time. This is 24 villagers for DeMuslim. That is not ideal. DeMuslim only has 44, and half of them, more than half of them, are idled right now. That is huge. The production of the knights will be dwindling. DeMuslim is spending everything. Does have a lot of food in the back though. Just doesn't have the gold he needs. But the idle time caused here is so big. 3 camel archers with the number of spears he has there. Marinelord could take an engagement here. Camel archers need to pull out the way. He does. Marinelord with good micro. The spear's going to engage here potentially, and will he have another batch of spears coming in soon? We shall see. And Marinelord just keeping DeMuslim honest. Look at the number of spears coming out. Just feels like the switch here for DeMuslim is just coming out a bit too late. There's 5 barracks being produced of spearmen, and I don't know why DeMuslim's taking this fight. He doesn't really have to, but he's being pressured into it. And now he's taking it, and there's just too many spearmen. This is a fight DeMuslim can't win, but he's going to take the fight anyway. And the prelates aren't going to be enough, even with herbal medicine. Oh my god, the knight's going to go down to feud late units, and it feels like DeMuslim might be throwing here. Marinelord forced the fight. He's going to take out all the knights, and with that done, that could be the game. The prelate's going to be coming next. The prelates aren't going to be staying alive. And there it is, GG. DeMuslim taps out. Marinelord taking a surprising victory. DeMuslim doubling down. He was focusing on the knights and made it relatively easy to counter there from Marinelord in the feud late with the spearmen. Game number 3 goes to Marinelord. Marinelord pulls ahead. Could he be doing a reverse sweep? We shall see as we move on to game number 4. Welcome back to game number 4 in this grand final for the Road to Red Bull Wololo Legacy, and we've got Marinelord playing in the north in blue this time as the Mongols. And in the south, representing Team Liquid, is DeMuslim in red, playing as the Abbasid dynasty. DeMuslim will need a win here. If he doesn't, this is a match point for Marinelord's Mongols, so if he wins this game today, or at this point, Marinelord, he will win the set and win this grand final. DeMuslim has the Abbasid dynasty at his disposal up against the Mongols. Mongols can be relatively aggressive. In this matchup, it can be very interesting. The Abbasid dynasty obviously have a fantastic ability to boom, as we discussed in the last game. The real issue is whether the Mongols can damage early, or whether he'll get a barracks or not. We'll have to see if he can do some damage early or not. As we see, the villagers now starting to transition to gold for DeMuslim. Gets that House of Wisdom nice and early. And looking to maybe get that lumber camp down. Actually, this village is probably going towards gold first. Usually we have 4 villages on gold for the Abbasid dynasty opening. We shall see. The barracks is being put down. Will be spearmen coming out. Most likely an outpost rush for Marinelord. Looking to maybe just deny 1 or 2 of the resources, and uh-oh. Don't know if you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, but an outpost here could just do so much for Marinelord. It would deny 2 gold veins and 2 stone veins potentially. And that could become a huge problem for DeMuslim's expansion. He will be looking to get a 2nd or 3rd town centre. Will he be able to do it? Because an outpost here will just do a lot of damage. As we see Marinelord getting a bit of scouting action, picking up some sheep on the way. With his Gur. One of the buildings that they get new for the Mongols does have to deploy to be able to actually attract that sheep though. As you can see now, it does become under his possession, and it's going to be queuing and gathering that back up, packing it up, bringing it back home. As the spearmen head forward, the scout notices the villager, starts to attack the villager. Oh, but DeMusliM losing critical HP on that scout. That is painful. Only 3 HP, manages to keep it alive though, so at least we'll get some scouting information, but can't engage in any fights anymore really. Not safely at least. The spearmen going to head forward, villager heading forward as well. As we see DeMusliM starting to age up, going up with the economic wing. No surprises there. Game number 4, heating up. An outpost here could also deny 2 woodlines. That could become an issue. The spawn actually not really that great for DeMusliM overall. An outpost here between 2 woodlines could do a lot of damage, could focus on the gold and the stone, which we'll see what it decides to do. The Khan actually, you see, does head in that position. He knows it's there. Let's just see what he sees. Let's see what Marinelord notices. He actually deletes that mining camp preemptively. Interesting to see. He's not actually putting the outpost on the woodline. He knows it's there. He sees that the mining camp has been deleted. He's going to get an outpost there. Doesn't really look like DeMusliM could do much about that. In fact, he won't see it going up, but he probably anticipates it going up. Trouble for DeMusliM, he'll have to clear this up before we can mine stone freely. Might head towards the west instead. Yeah, it was going for this stone pile here on the west. That's actually relatively ideal. We feel like overall, whilst it denies this resources just for now, it's only temporary, and DeMusliM will be able to get that 2nd town centre up. And the nice thing for him, he could actually put this town centre on the gold and the deer there. We're relatively far away from his main base, but not the end of the world. There's that feud lage. Quite heavy on that wood there, DeMusliM. Going to be building an archer range close to that town centre, nicely protected. He's going to send the villagers to try and burn that outpost down. He knows it's there. In fact, it's not actually built there yet. Marinelord might be cut off here. The villagers can get there in time. Yeah, that's perfect timing there for DeMusliM. I think the outpost might just about go up. The villager's going to attack the villager instead of the outpost. And the villager does go down there. Perfect play there by DeMusliM. You couldn't have timed it any better. And he's going to pull the villager back. He might lose one villager. In fact, he's not going to body block that villager. Nicely played there by DeMusliM. The micro is on point here for DeMusliM. He's looking to fight back, trying to make this even out, push this to a game number 5. Scout there for DeMusliM needs to be careful though. Will we see another village being pulled by the Mongols? Yep, that is indeed the case. Marinelord wants that outpost up. Interesting to see if DeMusliM pulls... Oh, he didn't actually take care of the outpost though. I'm surprised not to see him burn that down. There is an archer now though. The spearman might try and bait the archer out, try and make way for the villager. We shall see. Does Marinelord pull that villager back? We shall see. Keep an eye on that. No, it's going to commit. It's going to commit with the villager. Trouble for Marinelord is that that villager might be cut off. Meanwhile, the scout doing a decent job at trying to torch this down, but they just got back onto gold there for DeMusliM. Spears are going to engage with the archers. DeMusliM sees that villager though. He actually focus fires on the archers, on the spearman rather. The spearman will go down. Oh, good work to keep that scout alive. Has regenerated a lot of health. That's the problem. Marinelord has a lot of idle time on that villager. That villager won't make it in time. Decides to head back instead. And that outpost will go down now. No real way for that outpost to go up. There are 2 horsemen there from Marinelord. That'll do a good damage. Amount of damage for archers. Need to get some value. Oh, looks like Marinelord going to try and rush us down. He might. I mean, it's already practically destroyed. Villager torches it down. Who's repairing it? It's just going about to keep it alive. It's on fire. The villager goes down with the archers, and now that's all gone. Outpost will go down. Spears will go down. A couple of horsemen there might pick off a villager though. 1 for 1. The horseman gets decent value. The archers will clear this up though. Back home. Marinelord perhaps looking for that castle age. He's got plenty of wood now. He's going to be looking for a second town centre. You feel that's got to be the play there for Marinelord to match the Abbasid dynasty's 2 town centres. There's that second town centre going down. Felt like an age ago that he moved those villages to stone. Might be looking for a... where are these villagers going off to? And that second town centre on the deer patch there. Things have died down now. DeMusliM holding off that first initial outpost rush, but just going forward, maybe towards the deer patch there. For the second town centre does appear to be the case. Going to build it with 10 villages. Doesn't. I have the foundation placed just yet. Going to shoot the deer first. There it is. There's the town centre going down. Does still have one villager gathering food. Horseman still alive. We'll look to get some scouting information. Maybe try and raid the gold villages, but the 3 archers there should be able to deal with this. Marinelord might pick off 1 archer. He does indeed. Horseman on his last knees. Couple more horsemen pop out. Villager count probably looking quite healthy for DeMusliM. 29 versus 26. You see wheelbarrow coming in for both players. DeMusliM just clicked on it now, and Khan looking just to fire at some villagers on berries, just looking to be annoying. As we see a stable going down for the Abbasid dynasty. It's going to be horsemen archers, the army composition for the Abbasid dynasty played by DeMusliM. And this is a crucial game for Marinelord. Could win him the set, could win him the grand final. We shall see if he can do it. A little bit of palisade walling up. There's the Golden Age tier 1 for DeMusliM. Plenty of food income. Look at that, 560 food. We often see this with the Abbasid dynasty. Could start to pump out those units. Horsemen will be coming out soon. 3 horsemen on the field though for Marinelord. Maybe looking to pick up a couple of archers, but heads back. DeMusliM moving over to this second stone. The villagers exposed though. I'm not sure how I feel about that. The villagers do get pulled back there, 4 of them. Scout actually picking up some sheep here still on the map. Probably be quite surprised to pick those up. Marinelord with that second town centre will be able to keep up with the village production, but it does cost him full price. DeMusliM of course getting that 50% discount. As we see the horseman numbers start to climb up for DeMusliM. As a stable, getting a barracks as well, so 1 of each, looking to get some spears on the field. It almost looks like Marinelord is itching towards that castle age. He's got quite a few villagers in gold, sending more as well. Going to be getting an outpost just to protect that gold vein. Doesn't want to get pushed off of that gold by the horseman coming out for DeMusliM. Getting double barracks for spears. Doubling down. What's that feudal age push? Trouble is, he might be met up against a castle age army soon. Marinelord just doing well to keep some idle time there for DeMusliM on the wood line. Gonna head west now. Horseman heading towards that wood line again. DeMusliM doesn't see it. Things have certainly died down, but look at this. Look at the resources. Marinelord will be aging up with a step out soon. There it is. Going to be building it with 8 villagers. That's going to be a bit of a rude awakening for DeMusliM. He's going to have a timing window here to attack, and going to take care of this outpost. That just buys critical time for Marinelord. That outpost is not to be understated. Sure, it'll be burned down pretty quickly, but those vital seconds might help him get to the castle age in time to produce those castle age units. Be interesting to see what the army composition is for Marinelord as he heads into that castle age. Does have a stable, could produce knights, could produce manga. No, I'm not sure what it's going to be the outer range for. Maybe just some archers really, but the barracks could produce some man-at-arms. We shall see. Often we see armoured units in the castle age, but there's a ram coming here for DeMusliM. DeMusliM going to pile on the pressure. In the feudal age, town centre being pushed away now. He senses the danger coming in. Has taken most of the food already. Where would he put that town centre? Maybe on the berries. Marinelord needs to consolidate here. We've talked about it before. When you age up, that's when you're at your most vulnerable. And but Marinelord has a lot of resources, and especially in the form of food. And with the step redoubt being built, the gold income will be huge. He needs to move that gear out the way though. He needs to prioritise depositing gold at that step redoubt. That's exactly what he does. What was he going to be queuing up now? Let's take a look. Marinelord getting double production of man-at-arms. He's also getting knights, so yep, armoured units on the field coming out. And DeMusliM has a timing here though. He needs to push quickly, getting 3 rams, or 2 rams rather. He'll be building that quickly. Of course, the Abbasid dynasty benefiting from the need of not having siege engineering. A nice outpost here for Marinelord, has emplacements in it as well. Very important to have that. Very condensed eco, has everything he needs. Production buildings are going down. Arch range, triple arch range. Yeah, he's going for archers behind to look to defend this position. Not a surprise considering the number of spears actually involved. Here comes the push. The rams will take care of the outpost, but again it buys crucial time. It buys time for these horsemen to be up to build up, the army to build up, knights, man-at-arms, you name it. Marinelord is getting it. Rams might try to push forward, but there's a lot of army there. Can't push directly just yet. Looks like DeMuslim's committed to the feudal age. Kind of has to at this point, but the 2 town centres will be working quite well. Step redoubt might need to pull away. The second town centre is going to be on fire soon. There are 3 rams. They're going to be burned down pretty quickly, especially with the spears involved. That town centre, will Marinelord pull it back though? There's 8 villages garrison inside. Doesn't look like he has enough time. The town centre's on fire. He pulls it back just in time. And it's got villagers to repair as well. Very nice play. He delayed things as long as he can. This is why these guys are pro players. Playing this incredibly nicely. Town centre being pulled back. Now it's the capital town centre. The knights, man-at-arms engaging against the spears. The spears are diving in. The problem is for DeMusliM is that those spears are at the mercy of the town centre fire. Camel Archer being focus fired, and the village is going to come out to try and burn up the rams because those rams are doing damage. But this is the capital town centre. Does have more HP. This town centre has been deployed. The arrow fire is affecting those units now, and this push is all but got done. And that's strong from Marinelord. He's held off. The villagers taking down those rams. Look at the armoured units, man-at-arms and knights. Push that all away. And now Marinelord has a clear advantage. Does look like DeMuslim's edging towards that castle age himself though. Caused a bit of idle time, but look at the village count. 55 for Marinelord, 64 for DeMuslim. So DeMuslim's ahead on the eco count, but the problem is that he's away from that castle age. This gives a window of opportunity for Marinelord to get that prayer tent down, to get those relics, to solidify his position in the mid to medium to late game. And we see that second town centre surviving. The Mongols using the bonus of being able to move those buildings. And here come out the repairs, and Marinelord can consolidate here. Not only is he going to consolidate, he's going to push forward with 2 knights, man-at-arms, and there's not really much in the way of army that DeMuslim can defend here. The defense for DeMuslim is going to struggle here, you get the feeling. Doesn't really have that much military, he only has 14, I'm not entirely sure where they are exactly. Kind of palisade wall off, but that's not going to be enough. These armoured units won't mind diving underneath the town centre. They're not as weak as the spearmen were for DeMuslim. These man-at-arms are going to dive in, cause a lot of eco damage, get the feeling that's going to happen. On the west side, a lot of villagers here, exposed and vulnerable. Will Marinelord see that? That's the question. Woodline is denied. He has to move over to the right side of Woodline. Is somewhat protected by the town centre, but I don't think it's entirely in range. Man-at-arms going to head in there. Wood investment in the lumber camp. Not paying off. Here comes the army. Mostly spearmen though. There are a couple of archers there in the mix for Marinelord, so that won't be a problem. Man-at-arms will be able to deal quite nicely. There it is. There's the movement speed arrow for the Khan. These are veteran archers as well. Pretty tanky. Villagers getting involved in the fight. Man-at-arms going to get good value. So even though this army might not kill everything, the Muslim going to lose a lot of economy, a lot of idle time, a lot of villagers going down. This is buying critical time for Marinelord. And it looks like the Muslim will get to the castle age. Has a lot of resources. Of course, the villager lead is there, but how many villagers has he had to sacrifice? 63 villagers to 64. It looks like Marinelord actually has the advantage now at this point. Marinelord has still a couple of man-at-arms, dealing a lot of damage to those spears, and Marinelord very happy with that engagement, you feel. Monastery's going forward, going to put the prayer tent towards the relics. That's interesting because this is actually a prayer tent, but when it's packed up, it's called monastery. Might be a bit of a tooltip bug there, I've only just noticed. That is a prayer tent. You'll see that once that unpacks, that will be called a prayer tent. As now DeMuslim looks to wall up. He needs to keep these man-at-arms, or these archers rather, out. A couple of villages will go down here, you feel. There's one. There's two. There's that castle age though for DeMusliM. Has a lot of resources. What will he get? Looks like he's going to get knights, lancers, and that's the correct move against these archers. The archers won't really survive against those knights. There's the prayer tent. You see it's changed over the UI. Tooltip. We'll be getting a shaman out of there to pick up that relic. Archie already has a shaman there. Nice. Muslim's food count looking pretty crazy at this point. Oh, the veteran archer's getting so much value. The knights aren't there yet. The knights are coming in. The veteran archer's getting so much value. Kills a lot of villagers, and Marinelord won't mind losing these archers in the end. He got so much economy damage. Still killing those villagers. No, the villagers are heading back. Why are they heading back? Sure, the archers will go down. But he's going to lose more villagers because of it. Okay, maybe 2 extra that he maybe didn't have to. In any case, that gets cleared up. Look at this, a bit of a smash and grab with the shaman. Picks up that relic, heads back home. Another relic there. Holy smokes, 3 relics already garrisoned. Or 2 relics, third about to be garrisoned. That prayer tent can roll back at home and become safe again. That decides to just keep it there actually. He's not under much pressure now. He's going to roll it back. Be interesting to see if he still gets the gold from there. Once it's packed up, I believe not. No, it doesn't seem like it. And now, DeMusliM looking to solidify his position, secure his base with the palisade walls. 3 knights can ensure that happens as he heads forward with a very large army here. Mostly archers, couple of man-at-arms there for Marinelord. DeMusliM doesn't want to engage too quickly. Does have some army with the stealth forest. Golden Vein almost done. Marinelord will have to relocate. DeMusliM moving out onto the berry patches, making use of the berry bonus the Abbasid dynasty get. 350 food, extra 100 food per berry bush. And of course the Abbasid dynasty get those villagers picking those berries a little bit faster now. Marinelord needs to be on the defensive again. He's getting barracks being produced. He's going for man-at-arms. Not a bad play considering there's lots of spearmen and archers on the field. A couple of crossbows in the mix though. For DeMusliM, that will help, that's for sure. He's got 4 relics in play here, Marinelord. Look at the gold count, looking pretty insane. And DeMusliM going to head in here, he's going to fight. I'm not sure this is a fight he wants to take. Not underneath 2 town centres. This is looking a bit sticky here for DeMusliM. 2 town centres, in fact, Marinelord just needs to garrison with villagers, and I feel like DeMuslim's overextending here. He's diving in with the military, which is being kited by the ranged units for DeMusliM. There are a couple of lancers there, we'll be getting good value. But the archers and the crossbows will be melting to those town centres. And DeMusliM going to be losing a lot to the arrow fire. Look at this, just kiting here from Marinelord. Marinelord won't mind this at all. He'd be quite happy with it, just garrisoning inside the town centre to get the maximum output. DeMusliM throwing everything away. He's dived in. He wanted to finish the game early. Not sure why. Has been a long day for him, I suspect, in the Road to Red Bull Wololo Grand Final. And there it is. Marinelord takes the 4th game, makes it 3-1, and he takes the set. He takes the victory. He takes the Grand Final. Marinelord triumphing over DeMusliM today. What a fantastic set. Both players will be in the main event, Red Bull Wololo Legacy. Looking forward to seeing them both there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this casted game. And if you did, do look to give the video a thumbs up. And I really hope you're enjoying the casted games I'm doing so far. I'm certainly enjoying casting them for you. And hopefully, I shall see you next time. But before you go, if you're looking for another casted set, another Grand Final, why not check out DeMusliM? Sorry, Beastie QT rather, versus 3DB. That was a banger of a set. You can watch that set by clicking the right end card screen now. Take care, and see you next time.